right, my goodness, guys, hit that like button, share this out. We are going to get started. I am trying to get the music to shut up. There it goes. And we are here. We have a few topics tonight, really short on the titles, so the box is a little tiny. But that's okay, we will make it through with a little tiny box. That's fine, just because it's tiny doesn't mean it doesn't do a good job. So, let's get into the topics for tonight. We have the PS Stars program is going bye-bye. And so we're going to discuss that a little bit. Talk about that, talk about how much we use it, don't use it, what have you. And then we will be discussing Hellblade 2 coming to PS5 with PS5 Pro support. That's actually interesting that that's a choice that was made. But we're going to discuss that because it's not really the game that I would think a full-on third-party publisher would want kind of as one of their first ventures into a different console. I don't figure they'd want to use Hellblade 2 as that, like, hey, look at the best that we can give you, the best of the best. And so we're going to just discuss that a little bit. And then Mario Kart World, if you can flip and believe it, took 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. Like, that... Expedition 33 took 5 years. I just want to point that out. And moving forward. Also, Borderlands 4 gonna be $80 freaking dollars. But maybe not. But even if it is, you're not a real fan unless you buy it. So, you have that to deal with now. Way to go. Being gaslit as a gamer. Tell me that's never happened before. Then Stellar Blade is getting a freaking sequel. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Stellar Blade 2 is getting a sequel, and it's coming sooner than we expected. And yes, I did just read the article. You're welcome. Or read the title of the article. That's what just happened. But I have 5 topics to talk about, and it's just me right now. And that y'all don't come here just to hear me. Y'all come here to hear the fantastically phenomenal guest that we have on the show. Before I get to the guest, let me get to the people who make this go round and round. That is all of you in the chat. So Outsider Gaming Night, Stephen Leon, you're on the panel as well. That's not fair. RPG88, Warawana, James Williams. And I already got Outsider Gaming Night. Okay, cool. Thank all of y'all for being here. It is going to be epic. And with that said, let's make this go bye-bye. Let's bring the best game so far of the year up. And we will get the panel members in here now. How are y'all doing? How are y'all
good,
doing?
Man.
Well,
doing good. I was like, oh, what?
Steve.
See, I told you somebody's gonna fall asleep.
Listen. I pulled 70 hours last week.
Oh yeah.
I'm exhausted still.
So, I bet you are, brother. I bet you are.
I took a picture of one of the attics and I put it in the Discord. It was 131 degrees, I think, and that was on the wood in the attic. Platforms, not like I wasn't shooting it at the roof. This was on the dadgum platforms. It was 131 degrees. I was just, and then I have clients all the time who are like, "Well, we're really sorry you had to come out just to look at it." Even, and I'm like, please just don't even offer the apology. Just it's like, I know it sucks.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's hot.
Yeah, that is you know it sucks. I know it sucks. I'm here to do a job. You absolutely meant to call me because it was 94 degrees in your house, and my job tells me that I'm meant to be there. So, like, let's not act like it's anything other than that, please. So, outside of that and work woes, we don't come here to talk about work woes. We come here to hang out and talk about gaming. So, gosh dang it. Oh, and I will say this. Occasionally we do have like Thrifty's Therapy Corner or something. Like we do sometimes get that. I also have a preaching soapbox that I pull out sometimes. It's all, there's a lot of crazy things under this desk.
That's what makes it fun, man.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Well, now
It's-
let's get Will on and
yes,
see how he's doing.
Will, how are you?
I'm good, man. Ready to get my rock and roll out and have a good time tonight, man. What's up, chat?
Rock and roll.
What's up,
and
hero?
Party every day.
Well, not party every day, man. I'm 30 something, so partying to me is playing video games till I pass out on the gaming chair.
Listen, you have never been hit in
Yes.
the face with a gaming device until you've been hit in the face with a fucking portal. That thing has
Yeesh.
some girth to it. It hurts.
Oh yeah, that thing is
So that-
what's the word? Thick. Thick.
It has
Thick.
an edge to it too, man.
It
So if you
does.
hit it wrong, you get like a crease in your forehead.
It's
Not
so
good.
bad. So what I typically do most nights, especially on nights when we have the show, is after I get done in here, I'm always hyped up. I'm always amped up. Everything, like, this show is absolutely just fun and gas for me all the time. Even on the nights that I think it sucked, I have a blast doing this. So I'm always amped up. So I usually go to bed and grab my portal, and I'll play 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And it always ends with the portal falling either backwards onto my chest or forward onto my bottom freaking lip. And so I had a mark on the inside of my bottom lip for like a week because it damn near busted through the freaking skin. It was really bad. But anyways, we are here to discuss gaming. So let's start with Will777JP. By the way, guys, Will's links are all in the description below. You can go check out his YouTube channel if you haven't already. Considering he is at, what now, 9,000 subscribers, 75 million subscribers or something like that. Since he's all the way up there, I'm sure y'all are already subscribed to his channel. But just in case, it's in the description. With that, Will, you play the most games of anybody I fucking know. What have you been playing so far, sir?
Man, I've been playing Doom. I just beat that yesterday, and then I hopped back on the Precinct today, which is my first time playing this since release date. I I wanted to continue playing the Precinct, but I just want to get Doom knocked out. I didn't want it to be like Doom Eternal, where it took me, I think it was like 3 years to finish or something like that. So I was like, just bootstraps on and get it done. And man, it was a much longer game than I thought it would be. I was reading everywhere that it was like a 12 to 15 hour campaign, and I'm like, why did it take me 30? And I didn't do everything in the game. I got most of the collectibles and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a long game for what I thought it was going to be. And then I'm back to the Precinct, which I highly recommend to anybody who's even thinking about it. I love it. Henry beat it as well. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. He beat it, had a great time with it, and I'm glad to be back on that.
Sick. So, what is the Precinct?
The Precinct is a top-down, kind of like Diablo camera angle game where you are a police officer and you go out and you give people tickets and arrest people, chase people. It's almost like a police simulator, but arcade. It's a lot of fun, man.
But now you said he actually like beat the game. So with that, there's a clear, definitive beginning and end, because it looked very like almost like a police sim, like just an open world type police sim where you can just do it indefinitely or whatnot.
I mean, no, yeah, every day your shift ends, you go back to your desk and your shift ends, and then the next day, continues. And there's a main story to the game that kind of pulls you in whenever the game feels like it needs to. So in between those story beats, that's where you're kind of doing the open world thing. And it's not even really open world because it's like a real kind of police job where your captain will give you an area that you can patrol. So in the game, you select between 4 different quote unquote missions for the day. And during, like, I just picked one where I want to patrol as a helicopter for 6 hours of my shift. And then during those 6 hours, I got to get X amount of arrest or X amount of evidence. And then at the end of the day, they tally up my arrest, if I did them well or if I did them poorly. When you arrest somebody, you can charge them with different crimes, littering, whatever. If you get the wrong one, then you get a penalty for that. And then when your day or your shift ends, they tally up all your XP, and then based on how many you got, you get promotion, and you get what do you call that? So you can upgrade your carry more ammo or higher health. So kind of a
Oh,
RPG
almost like
kind
a
of
skill tree
format.
type little bit, like
Or
kind of
skill
sort
tree,
of,
yeah, yeah.
or like a
Thanks for
buff
getting the
tree.
words. Yeah, skill tree. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a
Yep.
buff tree. Okay, okay. Um, I know Steven is very familiar with skill trees and buff trees because he has 7,000 hours in Path of Exile 2, which I still need to say I'm sorry
1,000,
for because
1,000 hours. No, you don't have to be sorry. I love that game. I'm doing the hunt missions and stuff like that, doing the huntress and everything like that, and that's fun. I'm loving it. I'm doing now I'm doing a monk again. Just it's you can just keep on. They're gonna upgrade. They're gonna update it again at the end of this end of next week, sometime, and it's gonna get a little bit better, more loot, things like that. So I mean, I love it. I'm playing also Destiny 2 as always.
okay.
That's been my jam for a long time. Shoot, I need to start getting back to my my ever growing backlog. Start getting to it. PC and PS5. It's rough when you dual game. It's rough, but it's fun, dude. It's fun. I'm having fun, having a good time. Get buying my son games and stuff like that. He loves it. Building his friends' computers and stuff like that. And can't go wrong. I love to help people. That's always been my thing. That's why I'm here. I have to help the underprivileged. Like you, Thrifty. So
Okay.
you're like, okay. But it's what it is.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Just remember, I know where the mute button is. I'm sorry, guys. We're having technical difficulty with Steven. He can't make it anymore. That's not him being muffled. No, it's fine. So, I currently beat Expedition 33. And that game, yep, it's absolutely phenomenal and worth every freaking penny, and I would absolutely expect their next game to be $70. I think they could if they wanted to, and I think they did the proper price point on this one to get people in the door and familiar with them. But now, I fully believe that dang thing could go for $70. It's wonderful. I also just bought a game last night. It was on sale. It was $23. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. Surprisingly, so as I was playing it, I was like, man, I feel like I've played this before. It's really fun. I like it. The combat's good. The loop is fun. Super simple. It is a game that, with all the thinking that I did in Expedition 33, it is wonderful. So I'm playing that, and I'm going to hop back into RoboCop as well. Because those are a couple games that I don't have to really think too much to play. But as I'm playing Splinter Fate, I'm like, man, this feels so familiar. Well, I found out it was an iOS game originally. And so, yeah, that's kind of, it definitely explains a lot about the game. Why it's very simple, why the controls feel very mobile, why the graphics look pretty mobile, but the game is actually a lot of fun. Like, the loop is amazing. It has online co-op. You can play with up to 4 other people, I believe. It has couch co-op, so me and my youngest son, the controls are so easy, I believe that he can even do it. Because he's not really much of like a gamer, but he played a lot of Astrobot. So, ready to show that to him. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been playing. And guys in the chat, what have y'all been playing? Like, we'll all help Thrifty like he's a Make-A-Wish kid. Q King Thrash in the arms. just for the low price of $5 a month, you too could help Thrifty. There's but yeah, so let me know what y'all are playing in the chat, and we are going to get started with the topics. Let's just start off. I feel like I have one kind of negative thing to say about every brand tonight, so let's just start off with the one that I am the most familiar with, and we'll start off with PlayStation. We'll start off with Sony. Let's So this
My
is
favorite.
from, yeah, right. It's it's my favorite, so I get to talk the most shit about them. That's,
Facts.
I have been with them since
Best.
1996. I sorry, it came out in 96. I've been with them since 97. And yeah, that means I get to talk the most shit about them. 30 Expedition 33, V Rising, and Doom. Heck yeah, man. And then you have Josh Ayers with I Got the Plat in Final Fantasy V, and that is awesome. Dude, y'all were having a conversation about World of Final Fantasy in the Discord the other day, and I really wanted to like look into that because it's not the first time somebody, maybe even y'all, have told me that that's a really good game. Uh, Came out in '94. I could have swore it was '96, or was it
It
Final
was
Fantasy?
before the N64.
Did it come out?
Yep.
I think it came out, and N64 came out a year later, or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was December. So what was I thinking of? Oh, I think I know what it was. I think I was thinking
Super NES.
no, 1997. There it is. I was thinking the Final Fantasy VII release was 1997. That's where it was. And that makes sense because that's always what I say is that like moment when I like became a gamer was then. So like yeah, that I just got them confused.
Yeah, it was
So
such a big deal that PlayStation went on stage to do the whole famous 299, and they had dropped it $100 to 199 before Nintendo even released the N64, which was a crazy thing back then, with the cost of the disk drive. And yeah, PlayStation really came out strong.
wait, PlayStation? Wait, hang on. There was a time in gaming. Listen to this, kids. If anybody in here is under the age of 20, there was a time in gaming where consoles would get cheaper as the generation went on.
Not just cheaper, but sometimes they would do, or like Sega, they would lose money. Well, they all lost money, but they would lose even more money just to keep up with the Jones.
Whoa! So they wouldn't charge more money.
They would no, like Nintendo, for example, the N64. For those of you guys that don't know, that are like 30 said under 20 years old, the N64 was was so ahead of its time. It was doing 64 bits while everybody else was doing, I think it was 36, including the PlayStation. And the N64 gen was lacking so many games because PlayStation swept up basically all the big third parties, including Square Enix. And Nintendo was really struggling, except when they dropped their first party games. And even sports games, Nintendo had to make themselves because they didn't have any more developers. So it was such a crazy time because generally they would depend on third party publishers to have games to play while they worked on first party. Nintendo was the opposite. So if you look at Nintendo 64's catalog, it was probably the smallest catalog in their history, but yet it was the most impactful because of that 64 bits and how much better the games looked during that time. And that's how they made their money, was software.
Sony didn't do much. Nintendo was third party. Yeah, it's been with them a while. Will just gave y'all a history lesson on them. Like, this is why we're gonna start with PlayStation first, because they seem to be making a crap ton of money and stuff.
The most in history.
Yeah, the most in history. And stuff just seems to be getting. It's weird. They are doing great as a company, and stuff seems to be getting worse for us as the gamer. Which is backwards.
Yeah, it sounds like they're regressing back, and they want to pull back on the stuff that they put out that became more user friendly before, but they're just. I don't know what's going on with their leadership that they're thinking about taking something that's just free, just a little thing for the customers that are loyal to you, like the Star program. I never took advantage of it. It was cool. I looked at it. It was nice, but it's like, come on, it's something for the people that are stuck with you from thick and thin to buy their games. Just reward them. Reward these people.
Yeah,
but they're taking things away, which is kind of dumb.
So Steven's alluded to it, and I haven't read it, but the Stars program is ending, and there is some stuff in here that's actually kind of good if you read the full article down from the just the title and what the comments on X were saying and the post on Twitter and all those things. Like if you go deeper, here's the light of hope that the PlayStation Can Do No Wrong channels will cling on to. And it's something that could be brought up as a good thing, but I'm going to kind of tell you why it doesn't really do it for me. And here's what it is. It says throughout the announcement, this is down here at the bottom here, right? Here's where I'm starting. Throughout the announcement, Sony refers to this version, quote unquote, of PlayStation Stars while adding that it will evaluate our key findings from this program and explore new ways to evolve our loyalty program efforts for the future. Sony also thanked all of the players who participated in PlayStation Stars. So, it's not going away fully. Or it's not going away forever, rather. It's definitely going away.
We don't know that.
Don't beat me to it. Yes.
I mean, we hope, right? They're alluding to that. It won't.
But even if they take it out and reboot it and relaunch it as something else, PlayStation greatness together rewards I don't freaking know. Like, if they rebrand it, Will, I'll ask you, how long do you think it would take PlayStation to actually rebrand it, implement it, and get it done, and get it sent out to the public?
Well, actually, I got the email from PlayStation today. Can I read you? Can I read it? Is it okay?
Sure,
It's not that long. It says, "Hi, Will, 777JP, and this is from PlayStation. We wanted to share with you an important update about PlayStation Stars. Since launching the loyalty program nearly 3 years ago, we were humbled to see such strong community engagement from players like you, and we wanted to give our heartfelt thanks to you for supporting us. As part of our ongoing commitment to evolve and adapt to the latest trends in gaming community, we made the decision to end the current version of PlayStation Stars to refocus and build upon our efforts for the future." Now, the following part is what I really wanted to read. So when you ask a question about time frame, as a result, there will be changes to the PlayStation Star program over the next several months as this version of the program will end. Here's what this means for current PlayStation Star members: campaigns, levels, and earning rewards. You can still complete campaigns, level up, and enjoy your status benefits and earn rewards, points, or digital collectibles until July 23rd, 2025. So basically 2 months from now, up to 7:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. After this time, there will no longer be campaigns or levels, and you will not be able to earn any additional rewards or status benefits. Points, redemptions, rewards catalog. You can continue redeeming any points you may have until they expire for available items in your rewards catalog. Cancel your membership. Now, I'm going to skip this part, but it says here that the version of PlayStation Stars will officially end on November 2nd, 2026, right? So after July 23rd, you can no longer earn any points. So anytime you spend money, you don't get any points, which points turn into reward. And then the official end date will be November 2nd, 2026, which is at the very end of 2026. I mean, we're talking Thanksgiving 2026. So that means right now we haven't even hit summer yet. So there's going to be about a year and a half where there is no reward program whatsoever. So for implementation of, if they do something new, it's going to be at least a year and a half, 2 years. So from July on forward for 2 years, there's nothing. So when Thirsty asks a question, how long will it take? Who knows, right? Now, the thing that's got me confused is I thought the PlayStation Star program worked very well, right? For every dollar you spent, you received a point, and you can use those points to purchase digital collectibles, or you would get credit towards the purchase of a game. So you would get money. What do they mean that they're trying to make it better? Like, are they trying to give us more? Do you guys think that they're trying to give us more?
William Aguilar, excuse me, good lord. Damn. Sorry. William Aguilar said it will be replaced with a different rewards program. The current version was a nightmare to keep up with on the servers. It was causing tons of problems. If you remember, it was down for a few months. Yeah, so if they take it and kill it, then revamp it, like, it's... how does he know that? Yeah, that's a great... That's always the question I ask when people... And William or anybody, I've done it to Zuby, I've done it to any of the guys. When they say something, I'll usually say something to the effect of, "Hey, William, can you send me something?" Or is that just like what you've known and like seen, or what you're like, kind of what you're teasing out from the information that's being, not teasing, but that's like, is that what you're working out as a way to like put all the pieces together, and that's your logical outcome? Like, so those are the kind of questions I ask, because listen, we all could read an article and go, "Oh, this means this, and this means this, and this means this," but like, if you look at me and go, "No, I actually," they will talk more about it at the June meeting. Okay, well, we will see in June then. But I don't hold my breath, because Sony likes to move really slow. And if you don't believe me, look at the progression of PlayStation Plus Premium tier. That
Oh
thing is
yeah,
an absolute train wreck.
and also Thrifty. What's their incentive to put any sort of pep in their step right now?
There's not a damn one.
Same reason why there's not a pep in their step of releasing games, first party games. There
Got no
just isn't.
competition. No
They have
competition.
none.
None.
And I don't know if you guys remember this, but I think it was, I don't know, a long time ago, I said this on the podcast, on Thrifty's podcast. The worst thing, Xbox didn't just ruin it for themselves, they ruined it for the gaming industry. Because look at how Nintendo and PlayStation have been acting. Now people are going to say Nintendo is no competition for the console, for Xbox and PlayStation. I disagree. I think that you can play a game there. I think that's competition. But look at how they've been behaving. And I really doubt that PlayStation is reamping this thing to make it better for us. Sure, maybe servers, they add more servers, maybe they add more, more things to make it more steady, more consistent. But as far as giving us a benefit, I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, that's kind of... I don't necessarily see it happening either. They have lost, not lost. I don't think they're fully... Here's the thing. I don't think Sony is, or PlayStation is fully gone. Like, I don't think they're so far out. I don't think they're even to the point of the PS3 generation yet. I do think, however, that... I don't know. It's one of two things, right? And chat, you can help me out with this. It's one of two things. It's either they are so full of themselves that they are going to be tanking on every single thing that they do for the next 2 years, and there's going to be some other company that steps in and starts trying to take market share after Xbox bounces out. Like, that's one. They believe their own hubris, and they literally do go down the dark rabbit hole that was the PS3 generation. Okay? The other is that they're coming out of that, where they had believed their own hype, believed they could do all this. They had been beating the brakes off of Xbox for years, not just in the PS5 era, but also in that back half of the PS4 era. They were absolutely dog walking Xbox for years now, and so we might now be coming out of that, hey, we're Sony, we're PlayStation, we can do whatever the heck we want, we're going to do these things here, we're going to do live service, people are going to buy it because our name's on it, blah, 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 what have you. And now we're coming out of it, which is why we see all these projects canceled, this couple studios closing. It's why we see games seem to be taking forever, because they've probably been rebooted or stuff has been canceled and other projects were picked up. Like, there is a scenario where this is there there is a scenario where this is the tail end of them believing their own press, so to speak. And so Steven, I'll ask you first since I led with Will last time. What do you think, man? Do you think that we're just now starting in like Sony's descent, or do you think that they've already kind of hit that by wasting all this money and doing all these other things in live service area, and now they're coming out of it?
I think what happened with Jim Ryan and everything like that with all these service games that they tried to throw at a wall and have it stick, that they got their hubris up. They got a little haughty. They looked at themselves as something more than what they are. That like they can do it without having competition, but when competition was there, they were at their best. Unfortunately, unless something does come up, like Apple comes out with a new gaming machine or something like that's going to rival or surpass with their technology, I don't see Sony truly putting their best foot forward for a while, until we stop buying their games and we stop supporting them. Because if we stop supporting them, that's the key. That's why, unfortunately, I'm not going to be freaking getting any of the Xbox games because I didn't support them then, and I don't support them now.
Hey, Steven,
regardless. What's up?
I just want to make one correction to what you said, and it's
What's up?
not. We got to stop buying their games. We got to stop subscribing to their shit because
Exactly.
PlayStation says they don't care
too.
about game sales. They care about MAU.
Yeah.
So you hit it on the nail, bro.
That's not what they said.
The MAUs, they're focusing on their MAUs.
Yes,
their
so
user.
that was in the context
user.
of console sales,
Okay.
not in the context of video game sales. So let me.
Yeah,
offer
that's
my
what
own
we're
correction.
saying.
But yeah, that
Like
was
they don't care about the game sales. They want the whole.
No, that they don't. They understand that their console sales are going down as the generation gets older, and so Lin Tao said they're focused more on monthly active users, which is capitalizing on the consoles that you have in market, versus trying to continue to push as heavy in new acquisition. Now it's how do we get the customers we have to invest fully into our system does that make sense? So they still need us to buy the games because they want us to invest more in their system now that they're not going to be having the big pushes of money and revenue income driven by the sales of the PlayStation 5 as much as they've had in previous years.
Well, aren't they on pace to be at least at a minimum match the PS4, if not beat it?
They're like 1.5 million away or something like that. So
yeah,
they're really close.
So they're right there.
Yeah, so they still care about the price of games. They still care about people buying their games. But when it comes to console sales, they are more focused on monthly active users on the console as opposed to just, hey, let's keep selling 20 million consoles a year because they know that's unrealistic. As much as people would like to sit and go, oh man, Xbox could still do it. They could still sell 5 million, or Sony's just going to sell 20 million. Can they break the record again, right? Will, what were we talking about beforehand? Corporations, they always want double, right? Like,
Yep.
At least they're being realistic and going, okay, we're not going to get double. We understand that. Hey, listen, investors, here's what we're doing since we're not going to be increasing console sales year over year because we're in the second half of the generation. They're like, hey,
but even that's not realistic because the goal every console generation is to outdo the previous. Doesn't matter if you do it by one console or an extra 100 million. It should just be beating your previous console generation. That is growth. And hopefully in between that time, you're also selling games, selling subscription service, selling whatever, accessories, whatever else you have to offer. So if they are saying, we're not going to be and of course you're not going to be selling 20 million every single year. That's not going to happen. But you don't, especially with PlayStation, where their bread and butter is the console, not just PlayStation, but Sony, their bread and butter is the PS5. I just don't think that it will be smart. Like, for example, when we talked about Xbox raising their pricing this holiday season for their games, and of course, when they made the announcement right away, price increase on the Xbox. On my podcast, which is on Sunday nights, I said, one of the things that they need to do, PlayStation needs to do to capitalize on this is decrease the price. Watch that 20 million number that we say we can't do every single year go up, or I'm not saying you'll get to 20 million, but the sales increase right away. Not only is it the best deal in gaming in comparison to the Switch 2, right? They're at 450. PlayStation can somehow get to 400. Even if they did take the loss, who cares? How many more console sales would they get? They would have crushed the PS4. They would get really close to the PS2. I just have a different way of thinking of it because I do game a lot, and if we can get more gamers to invest in the hardware, therefore you're making more money on the free-to-play games that are PlayStation's money makers, like the 30% they get from Fortnite and Call of Duties. If you can get those gamers that were on Xbox and Switch or even PC and switch them over and make that 30%, I think that would go a long way.
I think so too. I mean, I see it that they're going. It's just the way it's sounding and the way it's looking. It's like they're going on the Microsoft path. Microsoft has not proven to anybody that their way they're doing it is profitable. That's what the key. The profitability is key. Yes, revenue is great. All revenue is you're making back the money that you put out. Profitability is basically if you make more than what you put in. More than what you put in. Sure. And that's the problem with Sony. It's like Sony's not understanding that, hey, you're the leader. Stop following the third ranked people that you're with. Stop trying to match them. It's frustrating to see what they're doing. Like you said, I've been with them for a long time, since the PS1.
Yeah.
To the PS1. I bought their Sony Walkmans back in the day. Yes, I had tapes, but it's just crazy. It's crazy to me that I don't understand it, and it's infathomable to me to see them going that same route that Microsoft, even with the verbiage. It's like, come on, Microsoft is not showing me anything that it's doing more than what you are doing. Stop being afraid of them. Now, yes, they're a multi-trillion-dollar company, but the thing is, it's all tangible. It's not liquid.
And Steven, to go to what you were saying too, stop being a follower. I just made a video yesterday on my channel, and I said, I'm sorry. I do a series called Will It Play with No Internet, where I test physical games to see if the game is on the disc itself. Well, I have people commenting all the time saying, hey, test this, test that, test that. And me personally, I just tell myself, oh, I'll remember it. And then yesterday I was like, I need to start behaving like I got 800 freaking people watching my shit. And I have a lot of people requesting shit. Like the time of me having 100 subscribers and 5 people requesting something, like that's not it anymore. So I need to adapt myself to behave to the changes that are happening, right? And we feel like PlayStation isn't doing that. But the other thing too that I'm really having a hard time struggling with is I've been in sales my whole career, except the few 4 years that I was in the military. But from 16 to current age now, only now in the last year or two have I been working for a business or part of a business where instead we used to be like, we rather sell the one product 100 times and sell it for $2, where $1 is our profit, and we make $100 on it. Now it's like reverse. It's now they want to sell the one item for $100 profit. Well, what are you doing when you sell 100 of the same items for the $1 profit? Yeah, you're still making the same money, but the difference is that now you have 100 new customers that you can upsell, sell accessories to, convert to other portions of your business, instead of trying to do all that with just the one customer. So when people are saying PlayStation's not going to change anything, which you're right, they're not going to change anything. As a matter of fact, they're probably going to increase pricing eventually, right?
Yep.
This is the opportunity where they could really, really take over the gaming industry and set themselves up for the future, especially with their big fuck up with the live service and how much money they lost doing that.
Well, yeah. I also think that I'm sorry. I also think that what we have to do also is wait and see what GTA 6 does. What that does for console sales, because it's going to sell consoles. It's going to sell a good amount of pros, but it's going to sell more PS5s, because if it runs the way it looks on that from the trailer, Yep.
On just a
We
regular
can
ass
see,
PS5? That's wild.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, we could sit here all day and say all this, but yet we have. I have that. My mindset is I'm older. I'm older than both of y'all. I have that wait to see attitude. Okay, let me see. Let's see what they're gonna do when this comes out. How it happens? Final Fantasy VII. Oh God, the remake, rebirth, it messed up. Okay, what happens next? Ghost of Yotei. What else? Death Stranding. Then GTA next year. GTA next year is going to be the litmus test for what we can expect for the rest coming, because that's the huge one. That's the one that is going to play best on PS5 than Xbox. But Xbox is going to sell some too.
I am terrified to see what that thing plays like, and I'm not throwing shade. I want to know how it plays on a Series S. And
Oh, the
then
potato?
if
Yeah.
it plays anywhere near 60 FPS on the Series S, which I don't think it will, I want to go find the development team and just shake their freaking hand. Like I just want to just give them their flowers, give them their kudos, and like yeah, because there's no way. There's really not. But I that's what William was saying in the chat was about GTA 6, and we don't know that they didn't take that into account in their financials because it's not going to be releasing. It's not going to be releasing until the end of the fiscal year 2026. So I'm kind of frustrated myself that they're ending the program because it's always nice to look on there and go, oh, I got an extra $5. Oh, I got an extra $10. Oh, that's cool. Like I I don't do the collectibles. I think they're weird. I don't like digital. I don't like digital collectibles outside of like what I get in a video game or something, and it's weird. I'm not a fan of it. It's just I don't like it. So I was always
I
into
do.
the rewards.
I do. I just like I told. I think I never have. I told you I pre-ordered the Death Stranding collector's edition and also the Ghost of Yotei collector's edition.
You said I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. You said you got the collector's edition of Ghost of Yotei.
Yep, and Death Stranding too.
Oh, sick. Hey, speaking of Death
Gonna
Stranding
love
2,
it.
we are not we. I are playing through Death Stranding right now.
I know. I've seen that.
A live stream, and it actually kind of like captured me. And so, yeah, we have another one of those live stream coming up in 2 weeks, and I plan on, or sorry, about a week and a half now, and I do plan on continuing. And thank you so much, Stephen, for reminding me. I am so bad at this. Hang on, you figured I'd know how to do this by now. I am going to set a goal for everybody here. Right now, we get 2 of those live streams a month. So the super chat goal for tonight is going to be for an additional stream. And so probably every off week, I will offer this goal as a way to get an additional stream in with y'all, playing with the community. Y'all got to laugh at me while I fell down half the side of the fucking mountain. Like, y'all got to do all the stuff. And so, yeah, we're just going to put that on here, and no pressure, no nothing. If y'all want to, great. If not, great. But with all of that, thank you for reminding me about that. Death Stranding it's very intriguing. I can say that. And honestly, when I play a video game, one of the best ways to hook me is give me some sort of mystery to get me in. Like, I love trying to put the puzzle pieces together, trying to figure out stuff. It's why I loved Expedition 33 a lot, because I was literally trying to figure out the whole time what actually was going on, and the only way to figure out was to keep playing. And never once did I feel like... I had a theory at the beginning that I was actually wrong on, but like I really got to just dive in every single night, and that's really how I felt playing Death Stranding just for the first 3 hours that I did play it. And so, yeah, really excited about that. But with that, do y'all have anything else to say on where we think Sony and PlayStation are headed with like this rewards program or with anything like that? If not, we'll move on to the next one.
I think we're good on this one. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
topic.
well, the only thing I gotta say is, guys, if you're not a physical gamer, or if you are kind of tiptoeing around it, this is the time right now. Get your collection going. Get your, start collecting these games because the day will come, and eventually, when you want to go back to the PS5 era in 10 years, these games are going to be worth a lot of money, especially if they go all digital next console generation. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been trying to get the physical copy of Expedition because you could play it without having to download anything. So that's the one to get
Yeah.
completely because they're not out there. They're not at any of the GameStops I've been through. I know
nope.
I used to work for GameStop, so I know people
Mhm.
that can get me it. So I'm gonna try to put my feelers out there and see if I can get it.
Yeah, well, they had a well, not a restock. Well, yes, they only made X amount of them. I happened like one of my dilemmas with it because I got the Lumiere edition,
Yeah.
and I actually got it fucking around because I'm not a turn-based guy, but I was like, you know what, let me just buy it because it looks cool, the graphics look cool, story looks cool, and if I do change my mind and I do want it, it's here. If I don't, I'll cancel it. No harm, no foul. Well, about 2 weeks beforehand, GameStop sent me a reminder, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot to pre-order this. I went on eBay. That fucking thing was selling for like $150. I'm like,
Yep.
bro, I paid 70 for it. But yeah, they're gonna do another restock. They just didn't put out enough. They didn't think the game was gonna be as big as it was, and so that's coming soon. So if you're looking to get one, and yes, I also tested that game on my channel where I do the Will It Play with No Internet, and the game passed with flying colors. You can install it and play it without needing internet. And FYI, guys, most PlayStation games do as well, or
Yep.
most games that are on the PlayStation do as well. The only games that won't are the ones that need online requirements, like Assassin's Creed Shadow, or like Doom, most recently, which didn't even put it on the box that you need internet to install, which was real shady of them.
Well, you have to understand it's an Xbox game. They do that to everything. They did that with
Yeah,
Halo.
yeah.
It was like, come on, man, just give me the game.
Well,
I paid for it. Sheesh.
I haven't bought not one Xbox game that's been available physical because I mean Indiana Jones only had 25 gigs on the disc. Then which is the other one? Obviously Doom had 80 gigabyte or megabytes out of an 85
That was a
gig
joke.
game, which fit completely. And then there was one more game that Xbox put out physical that I didn't get because it just wasn't on the disc. But remember, guys, on Xbox, their disc a little bit different than PlayStation. On Xbox, they can only fit 50 gigs on the disc. PlayStation, you can fit 100. And God bless Square Enix. I know that they get a lot of heat, but I will forever be thankful for them. Final Fantasy Rebirth has 2 discs, right? So they are awesome about that. I did the test on that one. And yeah, you have the issues from version 1.0, but who cares? I mean, your internet's down, the network's down,
Still
whatever,
play.
you can still play that damn thing. So shout out to Square Enix, and I will always say shout out to them for that feature.
Yeah, I'm honestly with the physical disc versus not, like if you back up everything on an SSD, you're pretty much okay. Like you can back up everything on the little micro, or not the micro SSDs, well you could do that too. But you can back up everything you want on the SSDs, like the external ones, and then you can actually like just swap between them as long as they're formatted to the PlayStation. Or you
Mhm.
can put a 4 terabyte
Yes.
one or whatnot. So like there are ways to still preserve your digital catalog. Uh,
Yeah.
there's even ways that after you download a game digitally, you can be off the internet and it doesn't matter. You can still play the
Yeah.
game. And so
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. Like we had when the PlayStation Network went down, I actually ended up playing a lot of digital games. Like
Mhm.
but they were all digital games that didn't require an online connection. And I think that's the big thing is that you need to make sure that whatever you're playing doesn't require the online connectivity side of it, like the online connection, because that can get a little that's where it becomes a pain in the ass, to be quite honest, because then you try to play it and you can't connect. Like you just can't. I remember trying to play the single player mode in Diablo 2 and you couldn't because because internet was down or whatnot and you just couldn't, and that sucks. So
And also, Thrifty, the people that talk crap about, what you just said, the people on the other side, like who say, well, you got to buy all these SSDs, it becomes very expensive, you don't format it correctly, then you're screwed. And yes, those things are valid points. But the whole point of this is that you have the option, guys, So yeah, it may not be the preferred way. I mean, it's not the preferred way for me to be having to update every single game that I buy day one. It's just what we have to do, right? But at least I have the option, especially a game like Stellar Blade, where they censored the bunny outfit right away. But if you have the physical version of the game, you can still see the uncensored version. Um, People have figured out different ways of how you can do a new game plus and keep everything uncensored. So there's options out there, but look how we're talking now, guys. We're talking about do this, do that. You can go about it this way. That's the world that we live in now. It's no more you buy a cartridge and the whole thing is on there, or you buy the disc and version 1.0 is the complete version. Those days are gone. I just had a discussion with a guy about that. He's like, yeah, Kazam is bullshit because it doesn't fix the bugs, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. And I'm like, bro, I understand that, but that's not the reason we're testing this game. Yes, it's not going to be 100% polished how we would like it to be, but we can at least have something physical that is ours, that PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo can say, hey, you use this how you're not supposed to. You said a naughty word, we're blocking your account, and they can take your game away. They can't do that physical. They can't do that. So you have to start thinking about ownership, because now with the cost of games going up, now we don't know exactly which games and exactly how much. We know that it'll roughly be about $80, but who knows how, where they'll stop, right? Who knows where Grand Theft Auto is going to stop, whether 80 or 100, 200, who knows, right? But when these games are costing that much money, protect yourself. This is, we all work for a living. Thrifty was in a 130-degree attic, like whatever he was up there for, however long, whether it's an hour or 2 or 3, that's hard labor. That's shaving time off your life.
15 minutes in, 15 minutes out, bro. Like, I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So just protect yourself, man. And I know they make it difficult, for us, where sometimes you can't get a game day one and you gotta wait. I know Hero's going through that right now with the precinct, where in Australia they didn't get physical copies day one. He had to wait a couple weeks, and he's making a sacrifice. And I know how we are as gamers, man. We see something we want to play and we want it now. We don't want to fucking wait. We already waited a year from when they announced it. We don't want to wait. Like, I just bitched that one game that's coming out tomorrow, the fuck, where you hammer your sword or whatever the name is, but
the one that y'all just played the demo for.
Yeah.
Yep, that one. Blades of Fire.
Blades of Fire, yes. Even I went ham on Blades of Fire because they put out their little times of release, and their game isn't releasing till tomorrow at 11 a.m. And I'm like, bro, what the hell is this? Release the fucking game at midnight, and I'm not even gonna buy the game day one. I want to play it. I'm gonna buy it, but I'm starting to precinct again, so I'm not gonna buy something I'm gonna play immediately. But even I'm bitching like, bro, what the hell? Because there are so many games that we do want to play at day one. Now, how many of us take the time off work for a game we really want to play? Next thing you know, half the day's gone because you're freaking waiting till 11 or noon. It's like, come on, guys. If the day starts, drop it. But I'm just nitpicking now. But the whole point is protect yourself. You earn your money. Let the games not just be something that you give your money away to, and then you give all the control to these big billion-dollar corporations.
So, speaking of big billion-dollar corporations, I'm not one. I just needed some kind of segue. We have Josh Ayers as a member for 12. God bless. As a member for 12 months. 1 year as a sleeve monkey. Let's go hit all the buttons. Yes, guys, hit all the buttons. Also, we had a new subscriber tonight. Thank you so much for that. And RPG88 with the $5. It says gaming is good. Yes, I finally figured out how to get the stupid goal thing to go live. So, yeah, thank you. That gets us one closer to earning an extra stream sometime this week. So, I'm excited about that. And so, we will move on because the next topic, if that was our PlayStation topic, cool. Here we go. Let's move on to the next one. We'll minimize that and bring this thing up now because you have Hellblade 2 Enhanced Edition coming to the PS5 with added features and And so PS5 gets added features and PS5 Pro support. So, before I go into haha Xbox you suck, people who still are beholden to that console are moronic and all that. Let's just skip over all that. Let's look at Xbox as a third-party publisher. Okay? I've been beating this drum now since last November. Let's look at them as a third-party publisher. Up to this point, they have been doing everything right as a third-party publisher trying to break in to a new platform. They have been doing phenomenally. They blew the world, like the gaming communities were blown apart by Indiana Jones getting announced at an Xbox show for the PS5. Great way to get headlines. Good job doing that. You've released a game that wasn't totally broken. Way to go. Fantastic. Then Forza's coming. Holy crap, that's one of your big tent poles. That's amazing. Good job. Then you get the news that the confirmation of the worst kept secret in the video game industry, that Gears of War was coming to the PS5. Not only that, but we're going to get to start at the very beginning of the series. That's really cool. Good job again. Like, they were on a roll. Now, granted, in between there, Phil Spencer would open his mouth and, erase part of what they just did that was good. But, they were doing well. And if you were here last week, or the week before last, you would have heard that Warawana, who's one of the community members here, basically said in the Discord that what happens when, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically what happens when Xbox's first party previous titles that people actually want to play, like the Halos, like the Forzas, the Gears of War, the Fables, the old stuff, what happens when those run out and they have to start relying on the newer titles? The titles that kind of suck. What happens then? And so now we are at a position where we're getting one of those titles that was not very well received by the gaming industry. It was not very... not the gaming industry, the gaming communities. It was 5 hours long. It was shorter than the original. It had an autoplay function where the game could do everything for you. Sorry, guys, my voice is trying to go. And now this is what they're doing as their summer thing. This is their announcement. There's no firm launch date as of yet, but this is May 21st, today. This is their announcement. This is supposed to, as a friend of the channel, Henry Heck says, this is supposed to get the people going, right? This is what's supposed to happen. This is to get you excited. Look what else is coming. This is the best you got? You don't have anything else that you can give us? This is it. You did two good games and an okay one from what people have said about Indiana Jones. And then you lead up with this? That's where the head scratching starts for me. Because it's hard for me to believe that as a company who's trying to break through to this space, who's had a lot of success already in the PlayStation storefront, why would you put this there? Outside of the people who are going to buy it for the memes, why? So, Will, we're just going to keep alternating. Will, what do you think of this, man? Why would they choose Hellblade 2 instead of, I don't know, fucking Master Chief Collection? Something that people would actually buy.
Well, with Xbox, it's always hard to tell because they haven't made a good decision ever, except for the 360 era. So, I mean, they do the complete opposite of what you would think they would do, which has led to their downfall.
We will move on,
but
because...
look, they've been extremely successful on PlayStation. I mean, what was it? I think 4 of the top 5 best-selling games this year so far on PlayStation have been Xbox games. So they're doing tremendous. And also, for people that are saying, yeah, they're doing really well, they're only selling a couple million. Guys, selling even just one, for example, Doom sold, 3 million gamers. we know based on reporting from, or I know from the reporting of Pescatella, I think his name is. He said 1
That's
million
guy?
of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. He's an actual journalist for I forget who. It's one of the big ones. He's not on X anymore. He's on Blue Sky because his feelings get hurt.
Gotcha.
But he said out of the 3 million players, 1 million was copies sold, majority on PlayStation. 2 million were Game Pass between Xbox consoles and PC, or something around that nature. But when you go from a console that didn't sell anything to now selling 1 million, those are huge numbers for them. So we already know that Gears is coming this year, right? They already put out Indiana Jones. My real question that I have for Xbox is, are you guys wizards at porting games? Because when did you start porting, Hellblade to PlayStation? Was that this year? Was that last year? Immediately after you finished it? Like, when was it exactly? Because it seems to be a pretty quick turnaround.
Well, now if Jez was still in the chat, he would say frosted glass, right? Like he would say that there was stuff going. Which, by the way, Lone Gamer 89, welcome, and Michael Meridian, welcome. I missed welcoming you on here, and also Hero. Sorry, go ahead.
And to answer your question, Thrifty, they're right on track, man. I mean, what else are they supposed to put out? Halo is the next big one, and they're gonna make Halo an event, as they should.
Dog, they're
and
gonna make Halo a blog post. Let's just
well, you're right.
Dude.
It should be an event. It should be fucking, hey, huge announcement, fucking set a date. Like really, really market the shit out of this, because this is big, and we all know that that's the way they're heading. But besides Hellblade, what else do they really have?
Yeah.
Besides Halo, they don't really have anything else.
Jez just member for 12 months, celebrated with that member milestone. 12 months, guys. Holy crap. Frosted glass, hit that like. That's right, man. So Steven, what do you think? Do you think they don't have anything else? Do you think, like, is that really just what it is? This is all they got?
I mean, Jazz was talking about this earlier. I was listening to him, and here's the thing with me. I listen to Jazz, and I kind of think a little bit different. I see that they were working on this even before Project Latitude. They
Hey,
were
listen,
doing
that is
this
not
ahead
allowed.
of time.
I'm sorry.
What?
Quick.
Thinking ahead?
Thinking different than Jez or me or Will. Like, you gotta think just like us to actually
identical.
No,
I think
Go ahead,
outside
Steven,
the
I'm sorry, I
box.
cut you off.
Okay.
Go ahead, please finish your thought.
I'm older. I'm Gen X. I don't think like you guys. No, you're millennials.
Just say you're
I'll
old.
play-
Leave off the ER.
Yes.
Just say you're old. Go ahead. What you got?
Don't make me go there, bro. But what I was saying is they've been working on this for a lot longer than you think. I know Starfield. They probably already have a working version of Starfield.
Starfield! I forgot all about that. Thank you for reminding me.
They have a working version of that. We know that because they were making it ahead of time. All this stuff was being made ahead of time, irregardless of what people think. Companies do things like Sony does, like they're doing the PS6 right now, and they're making up the whole thing and designing it and pushing it through, through the design. The thing is, they're doing this. They've been doing this ahead of time, so I can see why there's a turnaround, such a fast turnaround. Oh my God, it's so fast! No, they were already working on it. That's why they had those 4 ready to go.
So
they were ready to go.
Well, and this is what we talked about before, right? Like, if you're a publisher and you want to be on a platform, there is a process that you have to go through, right? Like, so what's really crazy, and this is why I view this as so wild, and this kind of plays back into why I feel like Sony is in that mode where it seems like they're just resting on their laurels and just kind of believing their own hype, smelling their own farts, as it were. Like, because they've known in advance that these games were going to be coming. And like, Phil Spencer can get out there and say, oh no, it's just only 4, all he wants. And PlayStation's sitting over there going, 4? shit, we have ratings pending on 12 of these motherfuckers. What are you talking about? Just 4? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
There's just 4, but they don't say anything because they're like, you know what? That's not our place.
No, they're doing that to keep their core people to buy Game Pass, to keep on investing, to keep on doing the things, to not tricking them, but baiting them in, being that crack addict, that crack dealer, giving them that crack. Here you go. Here you go. Who got a little? Oh, by the way, here's a little bit more for you. Here's a little bit more. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, there's the cliff, Lemming. Jump off it. That's the problem.
So, are you saying Hellblade 2 is the cliff?
No, when they put they put Halo out there, and Halo Infinite's going to come. Also, it's a guaranteed, because just by what I've seen and what they probably already have a model of it too. I mean, companies do this, especially corporations do this ahead of time. They're not. Oh my gosh, we're going to throw it out here, throw it out there, throw it out here. No. They're already working on it. They're already working on They're working on next year's right now. So yeah. I mean, you have to understand. I was a part of a corporation like you. I've been a salesperson, customer service and salesperson for 30 years. I've been seeing. I'm like, wait a minute, they're doing this. To do this, they've been working on this forever. It's just that they're not going to tell you because they want to string the older customers along. These poor Xbox. I feel sorry for them sometimes. Sometimes, except for the ones that I don't like at all, which is a lot of them, like Boomstick and all them delusional people that don't understand that you're in a section that's going away.
Yeah. And
you're going to have to suck up the third party, and you're celebrating not having a console when you were so proud of it last year.
Right. Like,
and Steven,
go ahead.
I just want to say real quick. Remember, guys, how we made fun of the Xbox gamers? The real reason I think we all make fun of them, and I think we can all sort of agree, is because one, they're a little bit delusional of where Xbox is and where it's going. But for me personally, the biggest reason I talk shit about them is because for so many years you never said anything. You always defended them. Now let this be a warning for the PlayStation gamer. We're in a position right now where we should be vocal, we should be complaining, we should be saying we don't like this. That's all I had to say, 30.
No, that's so the hang on, I'm reading the chat too. Sorry, they won't sacrifice. Hero just said they won't sacrifice third-party sales to push first-party games. They don't need to, unfortunately. Okay, Microsoft did this exact process with Windows Phone and fell for the same bullshit back then. Yeah, don't do that again. And then Josh just confirming that yes, PS would have tested out Gears before Xbox could even announce it coming to the PlayStation. So like, yep. Not only are they getting their games, but they're getting them in the way that like they know what's coming, and so they can really just be like, yeah, cool. So what do you say? We release a game on Tuesday? Yeah, it's fine. Does it need to be really good? No. Xbox really isn't giving us any competition. People are, and I'm not saying they're saying this, but man, you can just see the boardroom meetings. Well, guys, we're in first place today. We were in first place last year. We're in first place 3 years ago. We were in first place 4 years ago. What do we really need to do to maintain first place? Well, you know, if we just keep stringing them along and giving them a couple games a year, I think we'll be good. We can just keep doing that, and then we can keep, you know, doing these live service things, and we'll do 12 of them. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, look how much money we have. People aren't going to leave us. Like, it feels like that so much. And that's the thing that sucks. But getting back to the topic of Hellblade 2, I do not know why yet doing more with less. That's funny. Oh, tweeted,
dude, when
not
they announced
tested.
it.
Oh, my bad.
When Ninja Theory tweeted or posted that summertime PlayStation, the comment that I wrote was, "Oh, you guys finished the game? Thank you to all the Xbox gamers for checking out the first few levels." Because it's the truth. That game was only 4 or 5 hours long, dude. Like, and mind you guys, I'm not the type to complain about games unless it's a Souls game. And once again, it's because I suck at them. It's not because they're bad games. It's because Will is trash. Will not get good. But besides Souls games, I really don't talk shit about games, really. because I'm the type of person that looks for reasons to play a game, not reasons not to play a game. That's why I play so many. But when I play Hellblade, dude, it really pissed me the fuck off, especially how the leadership team was behaving during that time. Do you guys remember they were taking trips to fucking Ireland? They were spending all this money, got new studio, new equipment. They were acting like fucking this is about to be the biggest thing in the history of fucking gaming. And then you come out with a game that's 4 hours long, that's a walking simulator where the combat ain't even combat. It's a QTE, but like rudimentary as fuck. I just don't understand it. And look, they're gonna sell really well on PlayStation. They're gonna throw that PS5 Pro enhanced on there, and the PS gamers gonna fucking eat it up.
Sorry.
Iceland, thank you, Josh.
Yeah. I was actually looking it up, and then that's why I paused for a second. I was looking it up, and he got there. So, the doing more with less thing, man. RPG, I've been thinking about that so much lately. Like, I feel like that seems to be the slogan going around for everything. Do more with less. Make less take-home money. Buy more stuff. That doesn't work in that scenario either. But like, it does sort of feel like that's where we're at with these corporations, is they try to keep doing more, keep getting more with less. Blair Witch, I haven't seen you in ages. Welcome.
Oh, me neither.
Welcome. Holy cow.
What's up, Blair
Byron
Witch?
Cutler too. Dang, we got some old folks in here.
Yeah,
I like
we do.
seeing that. Heck yeah. I don't think Hellblade 2 will sell well on the PS. Well, no. It didn't. It's not gonna sell. That's just it. You're gonna be there for the memes, and that's it. Speaking of memes, holy crap! Let's get the show canceled. Here we go. We're gonna dive into a topic that I don't usually dive into, but I don't care anymore. They didn't copyright claim the first couple videos, so let's keep going. Let's see how far I can push this. So Mario Kart World.
Oh, hell.
It was being developed for the OG Nintendo Switch. That's not the part that's surprising. A lot of games get developed for the old platform. New platform comes out or is in the works, and they have to adjust for the new platform. That's not the part that I really want to focus on. In 2020, this is the part I want to focus on. It was revealed a bunch of information about the game, including the fact that it was in development since 2017 for the original Switch. 2017. Let's see, it's 2021 now. So 17 was that 5 years ago? 4 years ago? No? Nope, that's wrong. 8 years ago.
8 years.
Holy
8 years, yeah.
shit. 8 years. And holy crap, hang on, because this is the part that's really going to get you. This is the part that makes me scratch my damn head. This is what makes me look at this and go, you have got to be shitting me. And once again, this is not me crapping on Nintendo. This is me wondering how in the actual heck people think that this is actually going to be good. And that this is what 8 years of development time should get you on a game. Okay, here we go. It's muted, so I can't get copywritten for that. Here is what 8 hours. Shit. Here's what 8 years gets you. Right here. Doesn't it look pretty? Doesn't it look great? Can't you see the graphical improvements and the graphical quality? Can't you see the quality of life improvements? Can't you see how everything looks so much better and how the weather actually looks more engaging and the worlds look more alive than ever before?
The weather looks more like weather.
Yeah, it does. No, it freaking doesn't. It looks like a shitty-ass little minor-ass upgrade to what's already out on the freaking Switch, and this took 8... You want to talk about a company half-assing shit? People want to sit here and look at Nintendo or look at PlayStation or even look at Xbox and talk about half-assing shit or taking advantage of your player base? Like, oh my gosh. This is beyond anything that I could have ever... Expedition 33 took 5 years. 5. Now,
And
granted,
that's a beautiful game.
it's a gorgeous game. It looks really cool. Even the thing that I thought was a visual glitch in the game actually isn't. So, like, that's the game is amazing. But, like, I understand it's a Switch. I understand it's different audiences. I understand you're comparing photorealism to cartoon aesthetic. I understand that. But at some point, come on, Nintendo. Come on, Nintendo fans. Like, you have to be asking for better. And Josh, I'm not saying it doesn't look good. I'm saying it doesn't look like they spent 8 years working on it.
I'm saying it doesn't look good.
Well, for a Switch game, it looks pretty good. Like,
I'm gonna say it looks like a half-ass DLC. Sorry, it's not impressive to me, man.
yeah,
It's
but
not, I mean, Mario Kart is Mario Kart for what it is. It's a
Yeah.
racing game. It should never. It's not a GTA 7. It's not a. It's not even a Horizon 5. Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 5,
sure.
which I can understand because you have to get licensing and you do all that. No. You don't have to license. You got all your stuff. What the hell? I mean, it should not take that long, unless they're holding it off to wait for because they knew they were gonna make more money if they would put it on the 6. Because everybody and their mama in that Xbox cult. I'm sorry, going over the Xbox. The Nintendo cult is loving on stuff that looks half-ass.
So it did
Sorry.
get. So basically, you're right. Here's what happened. It says we worked on it while kicking the can down the road in terms of deciding what to give up. This is basically
See?
saying if they would have kept going with development on the regular on the I almost said base Switch, but on the Switch, if they would have kept development just for that and not on the Switch 2, they would have had to give up something. And so they said it was going to get messy, but we decided to release Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. So that's why they released the pass. We thought that would give us a bit more time to continue development. That's when the conversations of moving it to the Switch 2 came up and suddenly opened up a bunch of possibilities on what we could do. It was truly a ray of hope. So, correct me if I'm wrong in my understanding of this, because I'm not an expert on Nintendo. Never, not once have I ever claimed to be. Let me ask this question, though. Does this read like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which y'all two can correct me, that was a Wii game, wasn't it? Like that
Yeah,
was a Wii
wasn't
U
a
game.
Wii
Yeah, I
U?
think so.
Wii
Yeah,
U.
Wii U,
right?
Wii U. Yes.
Okay,
Wii U.
so you're telling me that a Wii U game was already pushing the boundaries of your Switch? So much so that the sequel you were trying to make to it was going to be too much for it to handle? Like, how under-fucking powered was the Switch is what I want to know. Or how overpowered was the Wii U? Because those are the two options. Either the Wii U was super underpowered, or super overpowered, and the Switch is not, or the Switch just can't get there. And so that's weird. That's the part that really kind of makes me scratch my head a bit, is the part that looks like it almost looks like this is just a mid-gen refresh. Like, we can't do it on the Switch, let's do it on the Switch Pro because it's going to give us more access to more things and more possibilities. That sounds like a line from a console refresh, not necessarily from a next gen. But that's just me. And so, since I started with Will last time, let me shut up now and get to my guest. Steve, what do you think?
That's right.
Did
No,
you say you don't
I
know?
No, I said no.
Oh, okay.
Is your hearing going? Are you okay?
It is.
You need to get your hearing aids amplified. Let's see now. With what they're doing right here, that kind of with everything that's coming out, with what the Switch 2's coming with and doing, it makes me more and more not to ever want to buy a Switch again. I mean, with something like this, which could have been put out during this time, I doubt it if it did not have enough power, because it's going to be all on the little cartridges. Although the new cartridges may not have it, they may just have a key for it, which is kind of yeah. It's getting to the point where it's getting frustrating for all things, not Xbox, but PlayStation and Nintendo and gaming in general. It's just one of those things that gives me a headache. It's like you need to stop putting your foot in your rear and start, or mouth, and start just making games. Just do what you got to do. Don't hold this back. Why? Because it looks just the same as Mario Kart 8. It looks good, but it's the same old, different day.
I'll say this: it looks cleaner.
Yeah, a little bit, a little.
Yeah, it looks, to me, it looks cleaner and crisper.
Mhm.
Honestly, it looks like the same kind of jump that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth got from the PS5 to the PS5 Pro. It looks cleaner. The edges look nicer. The artwork is way more defined. Good job. You gave a mid-gen refresh. Don't piss down your community's leg and say it's raining. Like, you can't do that. And what's weird is they're getting away with it. The
Yeah, we are.
physical giants of the gaming world are getting away with looking at their fan base and going, "You're gonna get keys now on these cards." Oh, okay. Well, I still get to play Mario, Zelda, and Metroid? Yeah. What about Pokemon? Yep. Sick. Thanks. That's all I care about. Like, what happened? That's is their grasp on their player base so strong that they can just do all of these things in a 3-month period, and everyone's just like, yeah, sure, fuck it, sounds great. Let's do it.
I know Josh brought up a point that we're hung up on graphics. It's not just graphics. The gameplay looks the same. It's no different. It's not
Can
different.
I jump in here?
Go ahead, brother. Go.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Because Steven brought up a good point. It's not just the graphics, but let's be real. It's also about graphics. Why are we acting like graphics isn't part of video games? Like, that's the first thing that
Just because that's not Nintendo's market.
It's still, any person who doesn't know about the technical skills or, performance or how many frames, they look at graphics. And the graphics, okay, they're not realistic graphics, but Nintendo has got its own standards of graphics too. And like Thrifty said, and Steven said, it looks like a mid-gen refresh. But the kicker to all this is they want you to pay $80 for it, when they could have released it at a time where it was $60 and $50. And this is one of the time where the gaming community really fucking hates me. This is your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who is lining up to buy this thing day one. You're the one who is promoting this thing. You're the one who's saying, yeah, Nintendo are thieves, they're greedy, blah, blah. But then you're going out and buying it. Now, not one time have I told anybody, don't buy it. I just say, I look at you different. I do. Because if you think this is worth $80 and Gran Turismo is worth $70, but yet they travel the world measuring racetracks with their fucking ruler to make sure it's as close as possible in the game, when they travel the world recording these $1 million cars to make sure the exhaust and everything else, all the effort they put into it, while you have 100, I don't even know how many studios of Mario Kart people have. I think it's like 100 or 150 dudes that could have done this game in like a year and a half. But Nintendo said, no. We're gonna do something else with this. We're gonna do Mario Kart 8 for the Switch 2. Like, one of the beautiful things about the N64 is that if you look at their catalog, it's minimal.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the games in that catalog, almost each and every single one of those games were considered some of the best games in the history of video games.
Yep.
So they didn't have a shit ton like everybody else did, but what they had was Ocarina of Time, it was named the best game in history by I forget the name of magazine, not IGN, but one of the big magazines from back in the 90s. And so many other, I think it was 17 of them, gave it a 10 out of 10. And this is the kind of quality that we're getting now. It's like we're getting scraps when technology should be pushing things forward, making things better, making things cheaper. And this whole argument we're gonna talk about this next with the whole $80 from what's his name
Borderlands.
Pitchford.
Yep.
Borderland
Pitchford.
Pitchford. But people saying, oh yeah, in the 90s I paid $80-$90 for the but the cost of living was nowhere near what it was today. The video game industry was nowhere near what it is today. Things were completely different. So you cannot say because we paid 80 in the 90s for whatever Donkey Kong that we've been getting a steal for the last 30 years. Like, this is minimal effort shit. And same thing goes with how I do with physical games. I didn't buy Doom. I'm playing Doom because of Game Share. But as soon as I found out it was 80 gigs, I was like, I'm not doing it. Same thing with Death Stranding. I wanted to buy the Collector's Edition. As a matter of fact, I wanted to buy Collector's Edition for almost every PlayStation first-party game. But I didn't because they don't have a disc in there. And people are so excited out here saying, yeah, it doesn't have a disc, but I'm going to double dip. I'm going to get the Collector's Edition, and then I'm going to buy a physical copy of the game. It's like, what? You're doing... It is frustrating. And maybe me, attacking the gamers is not the right thing. But in all reality, I'm part of the blame too. I'm not just saying, hey, look at you guys and look at Will. No, I'm not. Because I'm a gamer too, and I'm a hypocrite too, dude. There's plenty of times where I said I'm not going to do something because PlayStation pissed me off, and I'm the first one there fucking buying whatever they're selling.
So
but it's all of us as a community.
That's honestly where I was going to go with that, because we can just dive over from Nintendo and move over into the larger conversation about the $80 games on the horizon and all this other stuff, because that's where I think we have to be super, super careful. And the reason why is because if it's an IP, or if it's something that you love, or even if it's something that, like, you've been around for a while, like Assassin's Creed probably could charge $80 for their next game, and Assassin's Creed fans are going to buy it regardless. No questions asked, fine and dandy. And I don't necessarily
less of them,
think...
though.
Do what?
Less and less of them, though.
Sure, but the ones who are going to buy it are going to buy it regardless. Same thing with the Switch, too. Like, as much as I can look at somebody and go, I don't think that's worth $500, I'm probably going to end up trading in my son's Switch 1 in order to make a bit of the difference in order to get him that. And it's like, we've already worked out in our head that this is going to be a Christmas gift, this is that. Like, and I'm hoping that there's some others. Anyways, there's a lot of ways that you can bring those numbers down, right? But at the end of the day, my son is a Switch player. He wants to play Dragon Ball Kakarot on the Switch 2. He wants to play Minecraft with all the beautiful upgrades and making it look better and run better and run smoother on the Switch 2. He wants to get into other games using the Switch IPs, like Pokemon. He's now getting into Pokemon. And so, like, eventually this house is going to have a Switch 2. And so, yeah, but it's $500. Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely not. But also, I'm not the audience for that. or Death Stranding 2. I'm not the audience for that yet. But
and you forget that you don't own your Switch 2. You rent.
Oh yeah, they can lock it. Yeah,
they can lock your
Right.
stuff down. So
That's what I
if you
thought.
accidentally do something to it, you can lose it permanently.
Hey Steven,
So-
not just the Switch 2, but they're
Switch.
updating the user agreement for everything.
Yeah.
Even the Wii U if you have it.
I have a Wii U too. I'm about to trade all this stuff in. Forget that.
Yeah,
It's-
that's how much Nintendo thinks of you.
I don't own it. It's like my house. I have to pay freaking property tax. I don't own my house.
Which
Yeah,
that's where it gets
exactly.
weird. Because, like,
No.
yes, there is the point where you're like, okay, I am okay paying $80 for a game from a franchise that I love. Okay, if the next Final Fantasy in the 7 series to come out is $80, I'm still buying it. I don't care. Like, they could probably charge $90 for it, and I'd still buy it because I'm that attached to that franchise. Like,
But that's what they're
literally
relying
don't care.
on.
Listen, I get it. I understand it. But also, on the other end, I can't tell somebody, or even... I can't tell somebody what to spend their money on. I can make suggestions. I can say, hey, I don't think you should do that. Like, back in the day, which this channel is going to get back to this, But back in the day, I used to do review videos pretty frequently of games that I would find for $5-10, maybe 20, 25 at the most. That was always my limit, was 25. And I would always do them in, is it worth it to buy? And what I would usually say at the end was like, I'd usually give 2 to 3 scenarios. Like, okay, if you are a fan of this type of genre, if it's an FPS game, if you're a fan of first-person shooters, you're going to absolutely have a great time with this. It's going to be about 10 hours long. You're going to get it for $15. It's going to be great. It's $1.50 an hour. Have a good time. If you're not a fan of first-person shooters, there's going to be a lot of things in this game that you don't like, and I'd probably hold off getting it. Don't even worry about it. Or wait for it to go on more of a sale, maybe $5 or whatnot. Like, because at the end of the day, everybody's preferences are different, and everybody's thresholds are different. And because of that, if you're a fan, this is where funny enough, Randy Pitchford and I actually agree. If you're a fan, you're going to find a way to make it work. And do I think that that's okay? No. Do I understand it? 1,000%, because there's people already saving up $100 to go get GTA 6 next summer. Like, I currently know people who are saving up money to be able to purchase the games that they want day one. Like, that's what being thrifty is about here. Like, it's about being smart so you can then spend dumb on the things you want. Like, it's about being super smart with your money, so when it comes to the point of this thing coming out that's expensive, you can get it. And so I don't want anybody here to look and go, oh, I bought a Switch 2 day one. I just got told I'm an idiot. No, you didn't. Like, you buy whatever the not by me. You buy whatever the heck makes you happy.
You do you. Yeah.
And if that makes you happy, great. But
I will judge the shit out of you.
once I won't. I don't care, because I've spent an extra $20 just to get a stupid mini map and a steelbook case for Final Fantasy 16. So like I can't I can't say anything. I already spent $90 on a video game last year. I can't say anything. It was the very first steelbook collector's anything I've ever purchased. And
yeah, but that's, you got the map was good quality. You get a lot in that little fucking thing, and you get 2 discs as well.
That map was
that
made
you get
in
to
Taiwan. It was not like, come on, like it's.
I mean, it's not gonna be top of the line
right
quality, but for $20 you get an art book, you get the soundtrack, so you're getting pretty decent stuff for an extra $20. But I don't want to be a contrarian to what Thrifty said, but I'm going to be a contrarian because
we expect nothing less.
And I understand what I just said earlier, that I'm a hypocrite. I've done the exact same thing, right? But I have gotten to a point where I actually thought about this a couple of days ago, right? Because I obviously been talking a lot of shit about the $80 games. And I was like, okay, Will, what's your favorite IP from PlayStation? Horizon. Okay, if they announce Horizon 3 and it drops tomorrow and it costs $100, are you going to buy it? At first I said yes, then I said no, and I went back and forth. And at the end I said, you know what? I can wait 3 months for that thing to go down in sale price. My principles at that point are getting to a point where enough is enough. They took away our PS stars where we got some rewards. They're taking away our physical games so they have full control ownership. PlayStation took away our internet access without PS Plus. PlayStation has a monopoly on the PlayStation Store, where if any game, doesn't matter if it's first, second, third party, you want to buy it on PlayStation, it's got to go through the PlayStation Store. They took away not gift cards, but the cards where you, like PS Plus cards. They just keep taking shit away. And at a certain point, like Thrifty said, well, I'm a really big fan of Final Fantasy, or Will's a big fan of Horizon. It's okay to bend my rule just a little bit because I'm a huge fan of it. Well, that's what they're relying on. And eventually you give it, you give an inch, they take a mile. And that's what they've been doing this whole time. They've been taking. And if we do not stop letting them take, it's going to be like Nintendo. We don't own anything. We're leasing it out, but yet we still got to pay retail like if we were going to own it. And Nintendo doesn't like that you posted your gameplay on YouTube and you talk negative about it, all right, we'll just block his account or we'll suspend his account. And people just don't, when we have the digital physical discussion and people are so against or so with digital, I get it, the convenience and all that, but you don't really care about the negative effects till it happens to you. So you're the guy who said a naughty word on PlayStation chat and PlayStation suspends your account for 2 weeks. And now you're thousands and thousands of dollars worth of games that you have, you can't even touch. And until that happens is when people are going to be like, no, this is not right. And a lot of us have experienced this already with customer service. How many of us try to contact PlayStation customer service and it's like talking to a wall? I'm sure 90% of us have. So the whole point is, and I'll wrap this up, is I understand what Thrifty's saying. I've been there. But at what point, guys, do we say even our most favorite thing, we cannot let them take advantage of us? And that's the question I want to leave you with.
I'm sorry, that was a question. Sounded like a statement. Can you repeat it?
At what point are you going to say enough is enough?
I would say all the examples.
I'm at that point right
like
now.
Thrifty, for example,
with Nintendo,
I'll say this one thing. I'll say this. What if they said, Square Enix said, or PlayStation said, yeah, you can buy the Grand, or what's the game, Final Fantasy, your favorite one, but we're gonna do it now because we're so interested in MAUs. You can only play it for 2 hours at a time. So after your 2 hour time, well, I'm
like
saying in a subscription service,
so
2 hours at a time per day.
Service, okay.
That's it. That's the only way you can get it. Is through a subscription service, and you get 2 hours at a time. But you still got to pay retail for the game. Is that pushing it too far for you, or because you love the game, you'll be okay with that?
No, I also think it's a little asinine of a scenario. Also, Warawana, Thrifty out here defending $80 games and buying mid-gen refresh consoles because he's so thrifty. Fuck you. The console was a gift from the channel, and I didn't defend $80 games. I said I understand that if somebody likes the IP, they're going to spend $80. Like, that's...
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, like, if they like the IP, they're going to. Also, the PS5 Pro was a gift from the channel, so... ta-da. So, the whole thing with the $80 games, and all I'm trying to say is whoever, if you want to go buy purple polka dots and cut them out and glitter those bastards all over around your house and spend $400 on glue and polka dots, knock yourself out. But don't look at me just like I won't look at you and go, that was a good use of money. Or, yes, that plastic 19-inch Venom statue was well worth the price. I didn't buy it because it's a luxury item. No, you did. Stop lying. Like, it's okay to have likes. It's okay to have desires. It's okay to have wants. It's not okay to look at somebody and go, no, I think the Switch 2 is the greatest value ever in gaming, and it's going to be great, and it's $500. No. It is. I would respect you so much more if you just looked at me and said, yeah, I fucking wanted it, I had the money, and I bought it. Cool. Like, great. Sounds
Well, let me ask you a
wonderful.
question, Thrifty. Because, the conversation of, like, value and shit like that, like, let's use the Spider-Man 19 inches of Venom. Okay, so let's say
Really
collector's edition, a collector's edition, let's say on average they're selling between like $200 to $250, right? Okay, $250 maybe is on the high end, but they do sell for that. Now all of a sudden they come out with one collector's edition, and this one is just like the rest. It has a statue, it has the game, it has DLCs, whatever. Except this one is $400. Okay, that's a tough, but I'm a huge fan of it. Okay, I'm gonna buy it anyways. A lot of people are gonna be like, dude, that's just overpriced. I wouldn't do it if it was you, but whatever, it's your money. That's the one side of something being way too expensive to what everything else is selling for. But what's happening with like the Switch is same scenario where now we're increasing the price even though the competition has similar product for cheaper, and we're gonna lock you out of the of the console if we don't like what you do. So it's not more. It's not that you're paying extra for something. It's all the shit that goes with it. And I don't know if I'm explaining myself the right way or using the right words, but it's not just this thing costs more money, double the money, triple the money. Now it costs triple the money, and there's all these other rules that you have to follow in order to enjoy the thing that you just spent double, triple the money for. Does that make sense to you guys? Or maybe
Well,
I'm not.
no, I understand exactly what you're saying, but my thing is too is they're not even saying that you're paying extra. You're not even owning your product. They
Yeah.
they stated that they're renting the product. That's what you're doing. And if if everybody likes the service, PC gamers like services. I like services from it because that's all we got. You got Steam. Steam is a service. You're buying your games from Steam. You don't own your games. You just you just rent the license for it, like every other game that's digital. So anybody that's saying, oh my God, making fun of PlayStation fans, but you do the same thing. So don't come off and try to be high on money, because I'm a PC gamer too. I build my PCs. If you build your PCs, then more power to you. If you don't, then hey, you like to buy them. So, and you like to waste your money, extra money. So
Josh
I'm not one of those
good
people.
Point. Real quick, because I didn't know this, but he said that if you have a problem with Switch bricking your console, you should sell your PS because they can do it also. So,
but not as bad as what they're stating. Yes, they can if you freaking hack it.
Yeah,
but if you modify it just a little bit, and they're already telling you that they will brick it, yeah, okay. I don't defend any of this stuff. That's bullcrap.
And not just that, with the PlayStation, you take just like the Switch One.
They do.
Yeah, they can. But once again, with the Switch 2, there's not going to be any function with it disconnected from the, or not, I want to say any, but it's going to be minimal function. It's not like the PlayStation where all I got to do is set it up the first time with a dummy account and have it disconnected from the internet forever and do whatever I want with it, whether it's hacking it so I can play whatever, and there's nothing they can do about that except come to your house. That's not the case with the Switch. Remember, game cards are only good for how long? 2 weeks before you have to reconnect again.
That part's wild. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, you could be banned from online and still be able to play your games on PS5. Yeah. You won't be able to play anything. So it's a false analogy. It's a false economy, because it's a foolish thought process that oh my God, you can shut off everything. You can't play it at all, but at least I can play my games offline. They don't shut off my whole thing because I can play it physically.
Yeah, you're taking away from the online service, which is what Nintendo should do.
Because I can open up a whole new freaking account and still get my stuff back.
Yeah. And that's what Nintendo should do. They should, okay, if you violate our terms of service,
they can actually disable the use of PS5 systems online or offline, terminating your access to PlayStation Network, denial of any warranty, repair, and other services provided for your PS5 system. This is from the PlayStation.com/EN-US legal PS5 SSLA/. If anybody's wondering where I got this from. Denial of any network repair, other services offered for your PS5 system, implementation of automatic or mandatory updates, or devices intended to discontinue unauthorized use, or reliance on any other remedial efforts as reasonably necessary to prevent the use of modified or unpermitted use of system software. So they can brick it in. They can brick it in offline mode as well. So. That is something that can be done.
Not saying Josh is wrong either.
No. That's why listen, I have the internet at my fucking disposal. I'm at my computer. I can easily go, oh, cool. Can that really happen? Why don't I Google it real quick? Like, oh shit. Guess what? It can. And so, like, that's the other thing. Go ahead.
Wara, no company is your friend.
None. Holy shit!
So you can say Sony is not your friend? Yeah, no company is.
We agreed on.
Not even your your PC company, not even your freaking NV Major. None of your stuff is gonna be your friend.
Let me ask you guys another question. How many?
So that's kind of asinine.
How many people has PlayStation or Xbox sued? How many people has Nintendo sued?
Not very many. How many Nintendo? Oh man,
how many
don't
for
make
Nintendo?
Me get started. How many?
Yeah.
The copyright. Look at the copyright.
So, there's also levels to this too. it's just a big clusterfuck. And look, I wanted to Switch 2. The Switch 2, even though I don't play it, is giving me basically what I would expect from a Switch 2, and it's giving me that. And I don't think the console price is bad at all. I think 450 is reasonable. But the game prices for what you're making, and no way. But what's a console without games?
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
And we are
yeah.
Sony Defense Force today, I guess, because we're talking about Nintendo. I mean,
Mm.
it's come on, man. You gotta think outside the box. You defend Xbox, but Xbox is really doing nothing. Sony is at least trying to give us something, but
Yeah,
I'm not
it's-
defending them because they're doing some stupid shit too. And I'm getting tired of them too. They're getting to the point where I don't want to buy their next console, and I might not.
Yeah, it is it's a wild time. All three companies seem to not want the business of their player base near as much as they used to. So I don't like think about it. Xbox is literally turning their core player base into PlayStation and PC users. Period. End of story, point blank done. PlayStation is saying, hey, you're going to deal with whatever we want you to because we have the best hardware to play on a console. We have, up to this point, as far as y'all know, we have the best console exclusives. And I say I gave those caveats because we don't know what Ghost of Yotei is going to look like. It's the only reason I gave that. We don't know what Intergalactic is going to do. We don't know. They're not here yet. So I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, these are probably going to be goaty. No freaking idea. Haven't touched them. They could be shit. Like, I doubt they are, but they could be. But, like, we have to take whatever they give. So they are making us just very mindless, here, take it, enjoy, and be thankful, grovel at our feet. Oh, and pay us $20 a month for PlayStation Plus Premium that doesn't grow at all and hasn't grown really. And really, we only offered one game this month, but that's okay. Like, that's what they're doing. And then Nintendo's coming up and going, hey guys, guess what? We know you like physical media. Don't care. We know that you really like going on the go and like being able to play this thing offline and don't like having to always connect to the internet. You like your games on your cartridge. Yeah, don't care. Cool. And like every single gaming company right now seems to be looking at their fan base and their core audience and going, yeah, we don't care. And I guess it goes back to what we've talked about before and what has been mentioned before by some people in the chat and by various guests, probably one of y'all each at some time or another. Like, these companies seem to look at us as the 10%, right? We're the ones.
No, it's not. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
speaking
sorry.
out loud. Apologize. My fault.
You're totally fine.
Because I'm reading some of the chat. I'm like, no.
But yeah, I know, dude. The chat's been super active tonight. It's actually thrown me off a couple times. I'm surprised you or Will haven't had to remind me of where I'm at in a sentence. There it
Borderlands,
goes.
right?
Right there. Where did it go? Oh, they look at us like we're the 10%, right? Why focus on giving the 10% what they want when the 90% keep buying everything and anything you put in front of them?
That's true.
And so, like, at some point, we have to realize that all of these things that we're griping about don't really matter at the end of the day. They're going to keep doing whatever the heck they want, and we have the option to sit there and go, I want to buy it or I don't. And for some of us, that means, you know what, I'm going to wait. I went on a whole thing on Intergalactic where as it gets closer, I need to see more because right now I don't like anything Neil Druckmann touches. And so I don't want to, or I don't like anything current that Neil Druckmann has been working on. And so I'm just kind of in the position of, man, I need to see more. I don't know. But there's so many other people who are going to see Naughty Dog and go, oh, Naughty Dog, yeah, I'll buy it. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
That's kind of like cultish mentality, though, too.
It is.
But
unfortunately, that's what it is. It's a fanboyism. People call people fanboys because we like certain things, but yet you're a fanboy too because you like something because we're fans of something. Neil Druckmann, I question his ability to write things because I'll be honest with you. Last of Us 2 was a shit show. You can tell me anything other than that, it was. The gameplay was amazing.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
tell you that right now. But the story was so
Yeah.
contrived, and people saying it's a masterpiece. You look at what's happening with the TV show. The TV show looks like poop. If you
I
But
like
it's
stopped
it,
after the
doing
second
numbers
episode.
though.
you like poop. The
But it's
second one,
doing
the second part
numbers.
two, it's doing numbers because some people, but there's a lot of people that are normies that were watching it that are not watching anymore because they realized that the story was garbage.
Well, like
Especially
Hero just
right
said, it's
now.
an absolute masterpiece in his eyes.
That everybody has their opinion. I have mine. He has his. I love Hero. Hero's like a brother from another mother, like I always say. I mean, I got
Absolutely.
tons of them. Tons of them. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's contrived because they could have did it better. They could have made it more suspenseful. They could have made it to where she was going through the town, watching everything that happens, and trying to make a dilemma's decision whether or not she should kill him, not just kill him straight off the bat, and extended it out. That's writing, not just that's thinking.
Oh,
to
I bumped
capture
into you.
people.
Hey, I was looking for you.
Yeah, I'm killing you now. No, that's ridiculous, and that's not a masterpiece. The gameplay is great. I'll tell you that right now. The gameplay is masterpiece.
Big
It's
time.
amazing. It's some of the best gameplay I've ever seen.
Mm.
But the
Mhm.
story, her going out and being in real life, and be honest with you, what's it, Abby, to get to that level? If you ever worked out, I've worked out. It took me 3 months to get to a nice 215 solid. 3 months of straight every day working out, eating right, doing all that stuff. In a post-apocalyptic scenario, no. There's almost no way unless they gave them all her supplements and all her food to get to that point.
I quit.
It's
I quit.
unrealistic.
I mean,
Sorry-
people
sorry,
could
Christy,
just
sorry.
be naturally yoked. Like they could just, like. But I understand what you're saying.
Not like that when you're
not like
beating the
that,
shit
yeah.
out, beating the poopy out of a freaking out of a clicker with your bare hands.
Wara, speaking of people banning, Wara's gonna end up having YouTube come get him from the chat. I can't even say what he just said, not without fear of somebody saying something. But he said the show is getting such bad reviews. It tells me that people who love the story of Last of Us Part 2 are likely shoulder chewers. And I asked
Yes.
what that was.
What is shoulder chewer?
Just read the chat. I had no idea that was a term, and now because I'm so dang visual, I can't get that picture out of my head. And that's terrible. I'm sorry.
Dude, does it do to you where
was a
YouTube
joke. I know it was
delete
a
comments
joke.
out of nowhere from the
And-
chat?
And what Wanda just said right now is
Yeah.
facts. Because I played
Yeah.
football most of my life, and it took a long time
Yeah.
to get to where I'm at. Was at I was a natural. I was natural. I could play any position if I wanted to, but to get to that point to perfect it, I had to work hard at it. And there's no way. And he's right. See, I love you still, Laura.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
we still
arguing
like
with you.
Wara. It's just okay.
I don't like war.
So,
Oh.
well, yeah.
Come on, man. He's a
$80
brother
game.
from
No,
another
I do.
brother.
I
If you
do.
want
I
to
like
kind of
war.
keep on the side a little bit.
I like
$80
war
game.
because he's straightforward. He says what he means. You know what I
That's what I
mean?
love
Like,
about him.
doesn't
That's what I love
bullshit.
about him.
Oh, I thought y'all were still gonna go and slob
Oh,
on his
no,
knob
no,
just a
that-
little bit more.
Oh,
I thought
I
y'all
will do that in private.
Okay. I was just checking. So, the $80 game comment, people also need to understand that he didn't say it was going to be $80. And he posted the clip that got taken out of context. So I do feel a little bad for Randy because, like, they absolutely roasted his ass when all he said was, "That's not my call to make." And so, what's the topic right now? Exactly. We are back on Borderlands.
Borderlands 4.
Yeah, Borderlands 4, $80. I'm not a
I
big.
think he should have just kept his mouth shut and just let the game
Yeah,
do it
just
on
say
him
no.
and just say
Right?
nothing. Because right there, that's played into the same hand as the. I'm gonna go back to Nintendo. The Nintendo Switch games. I'm like, and everyone right at that point in time was thinking of that, and oh my God, here we go.
I
And
honestly
then-
think Borderlands is gonna be 70. I really do. I don't even think it's gonna be 80.
Well, 'cause
So
it
all
wasn't
this
even
shit is gonna.
confirmed.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But who knows? Maybe now that people said something, maybe they'll change the price to 80. I don't fucking know.
He got asked the question and he gave this long 3-minute freaking answer when all you had to say was, I don't make the decision. I hope that whatever it is, that y'all would still support it if you love the IP. Like,
I think what really fucked him was him saying, you know, back in when I was after high school, I bought fucking what it was a Star Fox or some shit for 90, and I didn't have it. I made it happen. You will too. I think that's what people were more pissed off about.
Well, yeah, because the way I said it doesn't sound like you're an asshole. The way he said it comes off as an arrogant douche. Like, I said
I
the
like
same
Randy.
thing.
I like him a lot.
I do. From what I've seen of him, he reminds me a lot of the dude from Epic. And that's about all I know. Not Epic. Not Epic. The dude that just did Split Fiction. Crap.
Yeah,
them.
Not Joel.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he reminds me of that guy. Kind of very out there, very flashy, all of that. All he had to say was, that's not my decision. I hope you still support it if it's an IP you like. Or I hope you would still support it so we can see the IP continue to grow. Like, something like that still has all of the things that he said, if it's the IP you want, you'll make it happen. Like, yes, come help support the IP. We understand that I don't make the price. I just want to give you a great game. Hell, I said this in the Discord. They could have marketed this with the way this guy's kind of cavalier about things. They could have used that in the marketing, like, we are the creatives. We created this game. The suits handled the pricing. If you want to be mad at somebody about the price, be mad at them. But we hope you enjoy art. Like, pit the suits against the creatives.
Yeah.
Do it.
People already hate the suits, and you can use that as a big marketing chip and fucking make a whole joke out of it, you know? Like,
Just
PlayStation did that with the PS3, you know, when they were, when they had the spokesman, like, he wasn't a suit or anything, he was just an actor, but they made him feel like he's a decision maker, you know, and like, he's the one calling the shots, and you know what? We're going to slash the price of the PS3. We're going to do this. And that brought so much energy into the console, so much so that they ended up winning the generation that year, or that, you know, decade, or whatever, generation.
So, that's pretty much all I'll say. I feel like he handled it very poorly. I feel like people jumped to a conclusion that they shouldn't have jumped to. And I also do feel that if it's an IP you really want, sadly, we've proven time and time again that you will buy it.
I bought pretty much almost every collector's edition out there except for the Final Fantasy Rebirth, because that was like $370. I'm like, I'm not paying that.
Yeah, it's
Unfortunately, I'm a hypocrite too, and I'm one of them too.
Well, and it's not. I don't want to go as far, because that's something that we used to say a lot, is that everybody's a little bit of a hypocrite, and I don't even want to go as far as calling everybody hypocrites, but sometimes we're not honest with ourselves like we should be. And we talk about the Thrifty's Corner, right?
That's what it is.
Like, talk about Thrifty's Corner, then let's get there now. If we're actually honest with ourselves about things are not always as black and white as they seem. That's why it bothers me so much when people look at something and go, nope, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Why do you hate it? Like, can I ask that? Well, I just do. That's not a good reason. Why don't you just move on? You're wasting so much energy on this thing that you don't have to waste energy on. If I wake up one day and I'm like, you know what? I don't like the channel. I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't have to justify that action to anybody. Now, that's not happening. I love doing this shit. It's fun. But, like, just that line of thought. Like, if you like something and you want to pursue that thing, great. Don't let somebody look at you and say, well, that's a waste of time. Like, my son, he loves running. To me, running, unless something is chasing me, is a waste of time. Like, it just is. That's not my thing. But it's his, and he likes doing it. My youngest is really getting into, like, art and, like, drawing and stuff like that. Daddy sucks at that stuff. I am not good at it. I can draw stick figures, and even that, they are male and female, and the female has a dress. That's it, with little sticky arms. That's it. Like, That's the level of my artistic ability. But he loves it. I'm not going to sit there and tell him, hey, you shouldn't do that. That's a waste of time. If it's something you enjoy, you don't have to justify what you're doing, and you should find enjoyment in it. And if you don't, bounce off of it. Find something else. Do something else. Because if not, you're just going to make it miserable for everybody else who still enjoys that hobby. Like, so one of the other hobbies I have is Magic the Gathering, and funny enough, the two communities are very similar in how they act. Very similar. You have curmudgeons who complain about everything and gripe about everything and can only see one side of things and only say one side of things and don't ever approach topics with nuance and or anything like that. They never give anybody the benefit of the doubt, and it's always bad, but yet they're still in line to buy the next set day one when it comes out. They'll have it pre-ordered for 2 months, like all of it. It's the same shit that happens in gaming. It's the exact same thing with those two communities. And so it's weird because you have those people telling you, like, I saw a video today, and the title of it, this was for a video game, it said, I bought it so you don't have to. Okay, cool. I understand the premise, kind of similar to what I do when I do my Is It Worth It to Buy videos. But also, how are you going to tell somebody else, like, the way I've always viewed that is they get to enjoy the game because they bought it. For better or for worse, they're getting to play that new experience, that new thing. And now they're sitting here going, okay, so
Imagine that.
you're telling me that you get to play it day one, you get to play it out of the box, but now you're telling me not to? Like, that's always felt weird to me. Like, that'd be like me saying, hey guys, don't worry, I got the PS5 Pro, so you didn't have to. The fuck? Like, that's stupid. I wasted money.
Yeah, those people are weird. But the other side of it,
shit,
not
wait.
those people in specific.
Hang on. Bale Dante with the 50. Holy crap, what is up, Bale Dante? Welcome to the playground. He doesn't like running, so... he doesn't like running so much that he will Otis you also. Walking Dead reference. Fair enough, man. Thanks for the super chat. Will, what'd you say, man? Sorry, what were you?
Those people are we're the ones that say buying it so you don't have to. But the people that are a fan of a product and they're being vocal about it, all those people are doing is try to bring somebody to their cause. And we all do that. I mean, fuck, we do that with PlayStation. How great it is, all the games. So we can't really blame fault at those people too, because if you're a fan of gaming, like we all are here, we want to try different shit. We want to play the hot shit, the new shit. And if something doesn't align with you, such as the $80, then yeah, you should be vocal about it. You should speak out. And if you can bring up some things that maybe others haven't thought about, maybe that might change some minds. And look, I don't want to say it's a selfish reasoning,
but I don't want to see you buy that game. Like, not you personally, but like, if you're telling somebody not to purchase it at $80, I'll be damned whether you get a code or not. I don't want to see that game in your play catalog until it goes on sale, because that is being a hypocrite.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a big hypocrite.
I did it for the channel. Fuck all the way off. Like,
and we see that with the Nintendo guys all the time, right?
I just
They're
did
talking
it for the
shit,
channel. Like,
and they got their pre-orders and all that.
I did not. That's the difference with, and because I know from what happened earlier, this could be brought up again. That's the difference in me trying to say that I bought the PS5 Pro for the channel, instead of saying like it actually happened, where the community came in and bought me the PS5 Pro. Totally different. Yes, you did.
I was there. Yes, I did.
You did.
I understand.
Yes, you did.
But because I wanted you to...
you and the rest of the monthly sleeve monkeys on here made that crap possible.
Yep, we want you to have one, so we put it together as a family.
Yeah.
You're like the poor stepchild that they needed one. That we had to get
but
you
I
one.
didn't, and I was still gonna get one in
I
May
know,
for my birthday.
I know you were, but I wanted you to have it now because I had
I know,
two. And,
I did too.
I felt bad.
In
I wanted you
fairness,
to have one.
in fairness, this is the problem. In fairness, you can literally look at the PS5 Pro, and now that they're not like decreasing the price, what seems to be ever, it seems like it was a decent purchase. But like, really, and Warawana, if he's still listening, he's about to like clap his hands and pump up his fists and all of that. Outside of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, there's not a lot of games that have come out that just look miles better than their predecessors did, or their counterparts on the PS5 base. Like, there's now, granted, I do like the idea.
It was pretty damn good.
What was it?
Death Stranding, the original. It looks freaking phenomenal.
Oh, on the Pro?
Well. If not a little bit, yeah, a little bit better. A lot better.
Well, I don't have anything to compare that one against because
okay.
I didn't play it on the base PS5 or on the PS4. Like,
Right. I
people,
got you.
I released a short of me falling in the game, which was hilarious, and someone was like, "Yeah, well, no kidding," or they said, "No shit," like, "Duh, you can do that," and I'm like, literally first time playing, literally never put sticks to this game ever before. Like, I didn't know you could fall because why? Can you fall in God of War? Nope. Can you fall in Expedition 33 that I just got done playing? Nope. Stellar Blade? No again. Like, the type of games that I play do not usually integrate fall mechanics unless it's falling off a cliff and then you just die. But like, they don't usually integrate fall mechanics, and I felt like in a game where you're delivering packages that they would kind of just let you sprint so you can get to your package destination faster. Like, for some reason, that's what I had in my brain. Until I got out of the cave and I tried to run. All my shit. Like,
and then you had to pick up all your crap that you dropped.
And it was so funny because
you fell.
somebody in the chat was even like, and there's the fall. Almost as if it was a rite of passage into the game. Like, everybody falls it's almost like Neo in the Matrix when he's trying to make that jump from one building to the next. He's like, yeah, everybody falls the first time. It's like, anyways, I got us off topic. Let's dive over into what
Hellblade
everybody
2.
actually came here for.
Oh, sorry.
Let's get over. Hang on. I know everybody's itching to see it. I don't care what this is the funny part. I don't care what they announce this game at, 50, 60, 70, doesn't matter. That was you, Hero.
Statue.
$100 for the statue. I don't really care, like, because it's. I mean, here, let's just do this.
And the gameplay's good too.
Oh, the gameplay's phenomenal. Okay, so here you go. Oh yeah,
we're such guys. Oh my god.
The gameplay is great though. Like, let's be honest, the gameplay is absolutely phenomenal. So, here we go. It is Stellar Blade 2. This is not Stellar Blade 2. This is the DLC crossover with Nikke, I think is how you pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's pretty cool because it's actually like more gameplay and more stuff. So I can't wait to dive back into that. But they're getting a second one. Like, they've announced, Shift-Up has announced that they are doing a second Stellar Blade. So that's fantastic. I cannot tell you how excited I am for a new Stellar Blade. And this is just showing that, like, what they have going, the awards that it's won, all of that stuff. And look, here it is. This is actually from Shift-Up. Hashtag sources. Platform expansion, so that's probably, if I had to guess, I don't know if Stellar Blade's on PC yet or not. Is it? Did it go to PC just yet, or is it still?
It's coming out soon. It's coming
soon,
out
yeah.
Coming soon.
Like
Okay.
next week.
Next week,
So
yeah, you're right.
I couldn't remember if it had come out already. I knew it was announced a little bit ago. So you got platform expansion, probably to PC. I don't know if this is going to make it to Xbox. It might, but I doubt it. Project Witches, we know will be going. They are aiming for that to be multi-platform. And then we get a Stellar Blade sequel. And if you notice, 2027 is over here. So these two games, Project Witches and the sequel, supposedly means those are slated for 2026. Do they have it in them to get the game out that quick and do that big of a turnaround? Maybe.
Yeah, if they're using the same assets.
Yeah? Same assets.
Which I think a lot of people should be doing, honestly. That's one of my biggest complaints this generation. It's like, bro, if you have a hit IP, use the same damn assets. Give us more story, change a couple things, upgrade what you can upgrade, and have it out in 3-4 years. But nope, they don't want to do that.
No, and like, what's crazy is people shit on God of War for reusing assets. They shit on Horizon for reusing assets. They shit on Spider-Man for reusing assets. But, like, at least for Spider-Man, we were getting games at a pretty quick clip with them reusing assets. So that's pretty
and they
cool.
added so much new shit to that game. To both those games, they added a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, they needed to.
There's only so much you could do with New York City.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what are you talking about? Oh, they're gonna add a new bio. No, they can't. Unless you're going to New Jersey, and then you don't really want to go there. No.
Property taxes are crazy in New Jersey.
No, it's just no. Or you go to another borough in New York,
just
fine.
Just go to another borough, just call it good.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
That's
part
that is
5
something that I was hoping
that
that they were going to do, was open up like a bigger section, like. But I mean, that's whatever. That's not the point. The point is this company went from producing mobile titles to producing a relatively, I don't know if I'd call it a hit, but the studio seemed to think it did gangbusters. And it's getting a sequel. Yakuza can reuse assets. Yes, they can. Thrifty, they said in their financials, we will hear about their next project in June. Yes, I am excited about that. But this right here, it's a mobile game company that's passionate about making games. I don't want people to miss what Falky talked about last week and what Cosmic mentioned last week. Passion in the gaming industry and passion from a developer makes the turnaround faster and makes the end product better. 5 years of passion gets you something like Expedition 33. 5 years of passion gets you something like Stellar Blade. Wanting to tell a story, wanting to have you experience what it's like to be in that world with those characters. Like, that type of stuff is why I love gaming still. That type of stuff, making me, even Diablo 4 on a certain level, making me hate Lilith so much throughout the main campaign. Like, that's one of the things that whenever somebody asks me about Diablo or Diablo 4 or whatnot, I don't even talk about gameplay. I talk about the way the boss made me feel. Because, like, that was the key thing, that was the hook. That's what kept me coming back to the game, was the writing that they did for Lilith. Because she was so evil. And yes, you also need passion from the publisher. That is 100% true, Beldante. 100% true. And when those two things align, you get games like Stellar Blade. You get games like Metaphor. You don't get games like Final Fantasy 16. Sorry,
I'm gonna go back
I've cut
to
you off a little bit, Stephen, my bad.
No. I'll let you cook, because you cook a lot. That's good. But I go back to like what we were talking about earlier about Sony. They lost that passion. They become more lackadaisical that we are the poop. But when you understand, you got to learn from the PS3 still. You still haven't. The PS3, you can't charge that much to people. That's why the Nintendo Switch threw me off, because it felt like the same thing. PS3 felt it before, didn't get it till it was less price.
Yeah.
Because of that. I mean, you don't tell me, oh, you can get a second job to buy one of these. No, I can't. No, I won't. Sorry.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just
Will.
want to chip in. I think that their numbers are gonna stay similar as far as how much they sell, but the amount of customers is gonna go down. Especially those week one, month one numbers, they're gonna go down. As much as we want to say that it doesn't matter and we're gonna buy what we want to buy, I just don't think that's true. We've seen this throughout history. We saw this during the PS3 era. We saw this during the PS4, Xbox One era. The add-ons that they had. I mean, we've seen it throughout gaming history that not necessarily people will buy it just because it's what they want. It's the most anticipated thing. Thrifty knows me. Steven, I don't think you know much about me, but I buy a lot of games.
Oh, I know. I've
A lot
heard.
of
I've
oh
heard.
you okay. I buy a ton of games, and just to give you an example, if you look at my home screen right now, the top 4 games are, I just bought another one right now while we're on the chat, which is Deliver at All Costs. That's a $30 indie game, or not indie, but small game from
Small title.
small title. Next one is The Precinct. Next one is the Plucky Squire. The one after that is Doom and Doom 1 from the first Doom. Those are the first 4 games that are on my console. Even though we had the Dark Ages that came out, even though we have Blades of Fire was coming out as well, and a couple other big budget, $70 games. So what I found myself doing, and I get it on my channel as well. We're like, oh shit, you got a lot. Nelson was always yelling at me, even though he's got more games than me digitally than I do physical. That's another conversation. Is every year I buy anywhere between like 8 to 12 day one $70 games. Majority of the games in my collection, which I have over 400 physical games, I would say 80% of them are games that I got on sale, $20 and under. So when I'm seeing these prices changing, all I'm telling myself is, well, I guess the waiting's gonna be longer. Like I haven't bought a day one Ubisoft game, and I think Avatar was the last one that I bought day one. So somebody like me who buys almost everything is saying I'm gonna hold back and not buy it because of pricing. I just think that more people are also going to be doing the same thing. Now, of course, not everybody, and that number is probably going to be a small percentage, but I think, look at our cost of living, guys. Look at your electric bill every month, your freaking grocery bill, your now you might be still buying $80 games, but shit, even Thrifty's been doing his thrifty rule when he only pays full retail. What is it, 3 times a year, Thrifty? Or you try to stay around that? 3 times a year. So even before this whole price,
$70 and
a full 70.
Yep, this year I've combined. I was just going to use them to kind of skirt the rule, but that's not me. But I've combined Lost Soul Aside and Expedition 33. I was just going to not count them, but I mean that's. Just,
I don't think you
that's
should.
Me. But because one's 50, one's 60, right? Like,
Yeah.
But
well, the 61 I would count, but the 51 I wouldn't. I think that's, anything under 50 or under, I think that should count as a. I think you should have 2 tiers. The 70, yeah. 60, $70, and those you should keep at 3, and maybe you should do 5 of 50s and under.
Well, and I was wondering what I was supposed to play over the summer, but my goodness, if I'm sorry, go ahead. I was about to get off on a tangent. Go ahead.
Oh no, and the last thing I want to say with Stellar Blade is I'm super excited for Stellar Blade 2. I think we all played it, right? Me, you, like RP. I think we all played it at the same time.
Yeah.
Everybody did. It was a phenomenal game. It was a good time on the Discord. We all talked about it. I think you created a separate channel to even. I think that's where the spoiler channel came across. I think you created that specifically for Stellar Blade. Or yeah, one of those two. So we all have a good time. And what's impressing me about Shift Up, right? That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Shift Up is, like Steven said, the passion is there. But not only that, what was it? Dude became either the second or the third or something of the richest person in South Korea over this last year. And a big reason is Stellar Blade. And the fact that he's able to not forget where he started from. Not saying he was poor, right? Because he obviously, they had money. They've been doing mobile games, but when you blow up that much, and the first thing that comes to mind is we got to get back to it. We got to create more games. We got to do a sequel to Stellar Blade and do it in 3-4 years. That's super freaking impressive. And that's just one guy with one studio. And I think the industry can really take note of what he is doing. The China Hero Project, those developers, and the India Hero Project, because those guys out there, I mean, the India Hero Project, some of these developers have nothing. Literally nothing. Like, if PlayStation didn't step in and give them some money to get going, their games would never be out at the level they are. But I think that if, I'm sorry, I just have so much to say, but I'll say this one last thing. The big reason why I'm pissed off about the $80 games, besides the fact that the games come broken, they're unfinished, you know, they're buggy, they're a broken fucking mess. Yes. But the other biggest problem that I have is, it's one thing if Naughty Dog, and I'll use them because they're the big culprit here with taking forever to come out a game, one per generation so far, is if Naughty Dog was going to work every single day and they're working, they're vibing. I'm not talking about crunch. I'm not talking about we're going to work 60 hours this week. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying we're going to go to work. We're making, you know, whatever assets we have, we're going to maximize them to the best of our abilities. We're going to keep chugging this thing along and just put our head down and go to work. It'd be one thing. But they're not doing that. They have live service game that they spent years, I don't know how much, tens of millions of dollars, that belly up. They're doing TV shows. The mismanagement in the video game industry is why this is pissing me off, because they are mismanaging so much, right? Even though they're making the most money they've ever have, all of a sudden cost is the fucking problem. They're laying people off like crazy, but yet now you want us. It's like the big banks getting bailed out. You know what I mean? It's like you guys screwed that up. This was your fault. Now you want me, the customer base, to pay for it? And that's why I'm upset about the $80. The games are worth, to me, more than $80. They're worth hundreds of dollars. Cyberpunk 2077 to me is worth $500. That's how much I love that game. But don't throw your clusterfuck management over on us and blame us for the shit that you fucking did. Nobody said we want games to take 10 fucking years and invest hundreds of millions of dollars. I just mentioned the 4 games that I've been playing are all indie titles, except for Doom, which was obviously a AAA game back in the 90s. And I'll leave it at that.
No, I have nothing to go against that with, other than, would you actually pay $500 for a video game?
No, fuck no. I said worth. Not that I would.
I was like, I was still hung up so hard. Like you said, is it worth $500? Absolutely, I love that game. And I'm like, huh? Like, because even I have my breaking point. Like,
no. I gave Tim Dog a little bit of shit on social media. I don't know, like a month ago, because he said, I think the conversation was a Switch, and he said something like, "Oh, $500 ain't shit," and I got pissed at that. Right? I was like, "What do you mean it ain't shit? Like, I got money, you know what I mean? Like, I can go out and buy $500 console. I could buy another Pro. I don't have to really budget for that, you know. I'm not wealthy, but you know, I've got enough saved up where I can be like, oh, you know what? I want to go buy another PS5 for my fucking spare bedroom or something. I can do that, no problem. But even I'm not gonna say $500 ain't shit. And even if I was, you know, if I have friends that are kind of, you know, on the higher upper, you know, middle class, where they do make 6 figures a year and they're making a killing, even to them $500 is a lot of money. So when people say, you know, $500 ain't shit, it's like, hold the fuck on. Even if you do have money, $500 is a lot of money. $80 is a lot of money. So just because we love these things, and because, you know, how much it takes to make these games and all that, we understand the video game industry a little bit more than the average person. But that's the hiccup in there. It's like, okay, yeah, we see the value. We would pay more because we see the value in it, but not with you throwing money down the fucking drain. Like, there was no reason for Spider-Man to have that many writers. You know what I mean? There's not that. I'll leave it, you know, but you know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
You guys overhired for something that was so temporary, COVID, right? They for real thought everybody's gonna be in their house for fucking decades playing video games. Like, no, dude, like, no, you're not gonna get double-digit freaking increases every single year. Like that just doesn't freaking happen. But they thought that it for real would. So it's like you're delusional, and now you're mad at us because we're calling you out on your delusion, and now we're the bad guys because we don't want to spend the $80 to fix your overspending and life of freaking abundance over the last half decade.
Man, Steven, you got anything to add before we go to
up.
bed and I play some video games?
Passes XLs 2. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exile 2, that's right. Guys, thanks for coming out tonight. Go ahead.
But
okay, cool.
One
Yeah.
last thing. Sorry, one last thing about skill up. About not skill up, but
Shift Up?
But shift up. Yes, skill up. I think of skill up. Shift up. What I really like about them too is the main guy and his wife are part of the same team, and his wife is the costume designer for that particular company. But the funny thing is, I got really pissed when they were coming down hard on it because they took out one scantily clad costume and made it a little bit more frilly. That was her, and you're putting his wife down for making it a little different because you had plenty of scantily clad outfits. Stop being a perv and wanting to see everything off the bat. Sometimes you got costumes that are different. They look better. Stop complaining, because that just shows me the type of person you are if you're complaining about something. You're sensory. No, you're just a perv. But I'm just looking forward to what the next storyline is going to be, because it's going to be amazing from what they showed from this. Just being a small company, I see them freaking growing. I see, you never know. They could be the next Square.
Yeah.
You never know. Like the creators of 33. Dude, they're doing it right. And with the other things, and I seen this thing from one last thing, from Gaming Bolt, where the Hero Project is going to be bringing out tons of new samurai games and other games that look like Lost Soul Aside, look a lot like a lot of older Japanese, Chinese games that are going to be coming out within the coming years, and it looks amazing from China Hero Project. Looks like something to look forward to, other than the Western garbage sometimes. But that's it for me. Love all you guys. Ooh.
Now, Josh just said people need to accept why they are playing the game.
Yep, exactly. Why are you playing the game? For the looks, the aesthetics, or are you just playing the game for the gameplay? 9 times out of 10, gameplay is key.
Funny enough, I know several people, and you don't have to explain now, Josh, he just did for you. But I know several people who, and I was actually one of them, who were not going to get Stellar Blade day one. I actually wasn't. I didn't want to deal with the combat. It looked hard. It looked like it was going to be just a grueling fight the whole time. And I was like, I don't care that has jiggly physics. Like, cool, whatever. Like, I didn't want to enter into a Souls-like. I had tried Elden Ring the previous year and was like, that's not my thing. I still don't like those titles. I don't want to do that. And then they released the demo of Stellar Blade, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This is great. This feels smooth. This feels really good. It feels responsive. Everything was so good and like tight with the combat, and the parry windows weren't too difficult to gauge, and they gave you the visual cues, and like, oh, okay, cool. I've played games like this before. It reminds me a lot of God of War. Awesome. Okay, cool. I can get down with this. And then I got into the story, and I was like, oh, okay, this game is fucking awesome. The other stuff, the aesthetic, all of that, the way it looked, all of that stuff. Let me rephrase that. I'm not talking graphics here. I'm talking about artwork and design of characters. Mm-hmm. All of that stuff didn't matter to me in the least. She gorgeous? Sure. She's also pixels on a screen. So, take that for whatever it is. Like,
why can't we have both? Why can't we have aesthetically please,
I'm not saying you can't, But if you're
Because that's
playing,
what caught my eye at first
well,
was
sure,
the
and Josh
art.
is
You know,
just saying
the
people need to be honest about that one way or the other. Like, if don't, in other words, I don't need to be telling y'all, oh, I didn't play the game because of her looks, when if I actually did, and no, I didn't. I played the game because of the demo and the gameplay, because I think we played that demo at the same time. And like we were messaging each other back and forth, Will, like, dude, this game is awesome. The combat's so
yeah.
freaking good.
The demo is what sealed the deal for me.
Oh, it's literally what sold it for me. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't even getting it. It was an on sale game. I wasn't getting it. I don't even remember what was coming out close. Oh, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was coming out.
Yeah,
close to it.
Helldivers was also there.
Yes.
There's
So,
a
like,
lot of games during that time.
But the demo really locked me into, this is it. This is what I'm doing. But anyways, I'm excited for the sequel. I can't wait. It's yeah, the story, I'm interested to see where they go with it, because this game does have a story. And I hope that they flesh it out a little bit more, because towards the end, the story did feel a bit like almost too quickly resolved. Like, everything kind of built up to the end, and then like, oh cool, we're done. Sweet. Everything got, yes, okay. And like all the pieces of the puzzle fit like right there at the end so quickly. And
there's also like 4 or 5 different endings too.
Yes, there are. And if you're lucky, you'll get the secret mission too. Like, because there was a secret mission earlier in the game, or towards the end of the game, that if you did what you were supposed to throughout it, you got that, and then that led you to something else, which led you to something else, and all of those, like, I think there were 3 key points that led to different endings and different variations. But
just such a good game. Just such a good game.
It really was. Like, I have my my demo review up playing right now, and just looking at it, dude, it is really, really a fun title. I cannot wait for that crossover to dive back in. That'll be really fun.
Dude, and people really mess with this game. Like, I just did a Will It Play Stellar Blade, and I found out, I didn't know this, but one of the guys told me that you can actually play the uncensored. For all you guys that are complaining about, you know, they put a freaking mesh on her breast, like, you know, you can actually play it without that mesh on the bathing suit if you have the physical version of that game. Just turn your internet off, or don't even allow any updates, and you can play it how they put it out to begin with. So,
well, and not only
stop
that,
tripping, bro.
Your biggest thing, I remember, your biggest thing wasn't even like what they did with the outfits. It was that they toned down the blood so much.
Yeah, the blood was my big thing. That's what I didn't like.
Yeah. Josh Ayers, oh man, we can't. I can't. I love you to death, Josh. I'm not opening up another can of worms tonight, because you'll get me started on something else totally different. Guys, with that being said, super happy to see everybody here tonight. Really happy. Will, I want you to plug everything. Your show, your channel, all of it. Steven, I put your stuff in the... not your stuff. I put your name in the description below. I'm
on your Discord.
You're on my Discord. That's
somewhere.
Right. That's right. But I was like, no YouTube, no X, just a really cool dude that.
I just love my anonymity. I mean, yeah. I'm not out there. I don't put myself out there. This is the most I put myself out there.
Nah, and that's
you're
cool.
You're probably kind of surprised. Like, how could he not? I speak my mind, and I talk shit beans all the time. But it's who I am.
Yeah, come to the Discord to see him. That's right.
I love being around all my PlayStation, Xbox, and I guess Xbox, but my Nintendo and PC brethren, because I'm pretty much 3 of the 4. So,
hey, 3 out of 4 is not bad. Not bad. So, Will, tell the good people in the chat where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me on X at Will777JP, but you can also find me on YouTube at Will777JP, and highly recommend it, man. I make the series of videos called Will It Play With No Internet, which I brought up a couple times tonight, and man, that series has taken off, man. People are really liking it, and what I do is I test physical games, whether it's Xbox, Switch. I even learned some things with the Switch, PS5, PS4, doesn't matter, and we check to see if you can install the game straight from the disc, can you play with no internet, and also how big these updates are, right? Because most of these discs are version 1.0. By sometimes these updates get up to version freaking 2.0. So it's a cool series, man. So check it out. But yeah, that's where you can find me. And you can also find me on Thrifty's Discord. I'm not active on there because I'm so busy running all my other stuff, but tag me and I respond. I don't think I've ever not responded on anybody who's tagged me on Thrifty's Discord. So tag me on there and I'll respond to you.
Cool, guys. Man, I really appreciate y'all coming out today. Yesterday was my birthday, so...
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah.
How old you turn, 25?
God, bro. God, 25 was so long ago.
15?
No,
15 maybe?
No, turned 39 years old, man. It's
Oh, you're that old? I thought you were my age.
You're a few years younger than me.
Yeah, I'm 32. I know. No, I'm not. I'm 37. I'm getting up there.
You're only like 2 years younger.
You both are
than me.
youngins.
Yeah. Well,
you both are youngins. I'm 54. What the heck?
Oh shit! You don't sound like you're 54.
No, he doesn't.
You sound
Right?
like
right?
If you do, he sounds way younger.
Seen me in person, man, dude, you'd be like, huh? I look like I'm in my mid 40s.
The first
Sheesh.
time Steven and I
love it.
actually talked was playing Path of Exile 2, and he had mentioned in the the stream chats before that he was older. Hey, what's up, Nick? He mentioned in the streams before that he was older, and this is the voice I hear, and I thought I was being pranked. I thought I was being punked.
With a catfish but voice.
I was like, wait a minute.
Dang right.
What? I was like, Steven? He goes, yeah, man, what's up? And I was like, what the hell? Like, my brain took a second to reset.
Hey, I'm not gonna be racist or anything like that, but it's because I'm Mexican Native American. That's how we are, man. You know, you look at us, think we sound a certain way, and we sound different.
So really funny enough, I have another friend funny enough, I have another friend who is Hispanic Native American, and he is my age, and he sounds with that higher pitch, not like feminine, but you know, like the higher pitch.
Trying to say.
That's why I, you know what? It's late. I should have just said stay thrifty and shut the damn thing down. Like I just should have.
That's what you do. That's what you. We should go. You need to get your sleep, bro. I know you've been working out, especially in that 130-something degree weather or whatever.
Yeah. Today I did a compressor. That was fun. Those bastards are heavy.
Oh man.
Those things suck.
You did it without a lift? How big was it? How many?
No,
gallons?
it wasn't big. It was a 3-ton compressor, so it wasn't. It was it's about 40, 50 pounds.
That's not
the
too
hardest part is carrying that dang thing like up over and dropping it into the unit without dropping it, because that takes a lot of like body contortion almost. Not contortion, but it takes using muscles that you wouldn't necessarily. It's different than picking up a 40-pound box, right? And so
we talked about this too.
Yeah.
I sold this stuff.
I know. Yeah, you do.
I worked for Granger. Granger. I was a salesman for Granger.
Hey guys, thanks for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that.
All right, so let's. You know what? Go to sleep. Get some job.
Yes.
You know.
Get some job.
Have some fun.
Shush!
I'm old.
Sorry. It reminded me of Miss Doubtfire when he's doing all like the different voices and stuff. And
so now I'm Mrs. Doubtfire. Thanks.
Yes, you are. And she answers the phone, and she's like, "Yes," and I am Job. It's just sorry. If you've seen that movie at all, you'll remember the sequence where Robin Williams was trying to interview in many different voices for the job of being the nanny, and so he does all these different voices, and one he goes, "I don't work with the males because I used to be one." It's just like, that's what it reminded me of when he said that. So anyways, guys, I am loopy. I am tired. My caffeine is going away, and my eyes are starting to close. Loved it. Great show tonight. Thank y'all again to the guests. This show ain't shit with just me here. It's amazing when I have great guests, and we definitely had that tonight. I couldn't think of a better way to do it than have the guy who was literally with me for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years, doing this show every week, and also having the #1 donor for the channel on for my birthday. I didn't plan that. It just kind of worked out that way, and I'm so happy it did. And so truly, thank y'all so much. Like I said, we got a new subscriber tonight. Really appreciate that. And we will see y'all next week. Next week, oh, shoot. We will not see you next week. Not on Wednesday. Next week is my anniversary with my wife. We'll be married 14 years as of next week. And so...
And you almost died there.
Yeah, congrats.
Bro!
Right on. Right on.
And so, yeah, May and June are busy months for us. Mother's Day, my birthday, anniversary, Father's Day, her birthday, all in May and June. So, we have a busy May and June. But I am going to try to do something next week in the way of a live stream. It just might be on a different night, so stay tuned. Make sure that you hit the bell icon if you are subscribed. That way you get all of the community posts and stuff, because that's a way that I'm starting to use more to communicate with y'all. The schedule for the shows are all on there for the next 3 weeks now. And with all of that, yes, I'm getting there, Byron. With all of that, guys, stay thrifty.